From Ruffino's on Highland Road, welcome to the Friday edition, Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Hanniger along with former Tiger Richard Dixon, and Jimmy Ott will be with us in the second hour and third hours of today's show. Lots of picks coming from our panel, our experts in Vegas. Glad that you're with us today. LSU and Vanderbilt early tomorrow morning. Rich, how you doing?
Doing good. Big win last night.
The Lions.
Big win
I
last
forgot
night.
to ask.
We're 5-2. Beat a little rival of ours.
Okay.
It's a good win.
All right.
Kids are happy. Go to school and get to talk a little trash today.
Okay. Let me. Here's how I rate. For those that don't know what we're talking about, Coach Dixon here with his son and their flag football team. I judge. They play on Thursday nights. We always judge them when they get here on three things. First of all, did you win the game? That was good. Okay. Second thing, did any other coaches get mad at you?
No, I was well behaved.
Okay. And did your wife get mad at you when you got home because of something?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
I think she wanted to go out to eat after the game. I was tired. I was like, no, let's go home.
Okay, but at least her son was not injured, and it was your fault.
He caught a touchdown pass with one arm in his cast last night, so I was pretty excited about that.
He's still playing with the cast. She's letting you get away with that?
It's about him.
Flag
It's
football?
about the kid.
Yeah, right. I got it.
He's crying if I don't put him in.
Okay, well, hey, I love the enthusiasm. You can't hurt it any worse. It's flag football.
He'll be all right.
Jack, don't fall down.
It's more like I think more kids are scared of him when he's running with that cast.
Oh, okay.
So he kind of buys him some room.
That's why I'll ask you if the other coaches are, aggravated.
Then I'll have that out with him.
Okay. All right, so we're good on the Lions front. Let's get on to the LSU front. Rich, we got a lot of ground to cover here, but I don't want to bury the lead. Whit Weeks is going to be a game-time decision tomorrow. They've been practicing in the morning this week at LSU to try to fall break, to try and simulate this starting tomorrow. So for the last 2 days, they've been in morning practices. So they're going to be wrapping up here in a little bit. And this is going to be just the way Aaron Anderson was last week, which was he's going to go off for warm-ups. They're going to see how he feels, and he may or may not play.
No.
So let's go worst-case scenario. If Whit Weeks can't go tomorrow, what does that do to the LSU defense?
Look, you never want to miss Whit. He's a guy that plays with a lot of energy. He brings a lot of hype, flies around. But I think that's a really strong point of this team is the linebacker group. You got Keys that can play. You got the other Weeks. You got Perkins. You got the younger Weeks. They got a lot of options. I don't think it's a dramatic fall-off. But, of course, you never want to lose a guy like Whit.
What kind of season, before we get to Devon Keys, what kind of season do you think he's having?
Average. I don't think it's been the explosion that we all thought he'd have. But I also think that it's because Perkins has elevated his game. Keys has elevated his game. His brother has elevated his game. There's been so much guys around him. Because last year, you think about it, you had a couple freshmen. You had Perkins hurt. And Weeks had to make every play. He was the superstar out there. He was the guy that flashed. He didn't have equal talent on either side of him. This year, I think he's surrounded by a little bit more talent.
I tend to agree. I would say, if you ask me for my impression of Whit Weeks this season, I would tell you that he has been solid but not spectacular. If the sum of the parts of this whole defense means that he's not making as many individual plays, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. If he looked like individually he was better last year, I'm in 100% agreement with you. It was out of necessity. So if maybe we're noticing him a little bit less for individual plays, but it's for the benefit of the whole defense, then that's fine. Go back to the Florida game. Remember our film study for that. He essentially missed that entire game. For 3 plays, he was ejected. So Devon Keys, who, by the way,
has – team in tackles that game?
And he has he's got 6 more tackles on the season than Whit Weeks does. Devon Keys is third on the team in tackles behind West Weeks and A.J. Halsey, who lead the team in tackles. So Keys has played a lot of football for them. But what do you remember about how the defense adjusted when Whit missed essentially the whole Florida game?
I thought Keys played his best game. He came out there and really shined. I remember when we went back and broke down that film, Keys looked like a starter. He looked like a guy that'd be starting on another SEC team. I think it's just fortunate for us that we have a guy of that capability right behind him.
Um, I don't want to lose Whit Weeks, but if you're going to lose a guy, they could probably afford to lose a linebacker easier than they could afford to lose, say, a running back.
Yeah.
At this point, we saw what not having Caden Durham did to him a couple of weeks ago at Ole Miss. So I think they're okay.
Was this a practice injury? I feel like it just popped up in the middle of the week.
They didn't say anything about it on Monday, but it seemed like it was something that
Lingering
from the game,
Sure.
and all of a sudden on Wednesday it's like, well, no. I think Matt said that he saw him in a carrying a walking boot. Is that what
Yeah.
he told us?
Yeah.
He's like, well, he's carrying it. Okay, so he's got it there. It's a You've had every injury known to man. Tell me about a bone bruise on the ankle.
Oh, I mean, it's a lot of the times. I mean, there was my junior season. I spent better half of the season in a walking boot, and it was really just to help alleviate the pain, reduce swelling, not put a lot of pressure on it during the week. But then you would take it off and play. I mean, it's just pain management, something that you can deal with, and as long as you can block it out mentally and play through it, it's something you can do. But I mean, it's you're going to sleep and your everyday stuff when your adrenaline's down low, it hurts.
When you have this, how does it affect your practice? I mean, can you do nothing? Can you do a little bit? Do you take the thing off, go out there and practice, and then put it back on after practice? I mean,
You typically try to stay off of it as much as possible
so
until game time.
the back half of your senior season, you didn't practice a lot?
I didn't practice hardly at all.
Okay. Um, it doesn't. Obviously he's been limited in
Yeah.
practice this week, and just like seems like I'm saying this a lot lately. He's the only one that knows how bad it
Yeah.
hurts. Okay, so to me, if this is a deep bone bruise on the ankle, okay, it seemed to me that every time you put weight on it, it would hurt.
So I took one to the shin, a deep bone bruise to the shin.
Okay.
And that was I had a guy that came down against Florida. I chop blocked a defensive end, and he came full down with his knee on the middle of my shin. And
That sounds painful because the guy probably weighed 300 pounds.
yeah, and my legs swole up to where my shin, or like my calf, was as big as my thighs. Like it was something that I had to stay off of it. I had to get swelling down. Did a lot of treatment. But like I said, I would get in a walking boot. I was doing treatment 4 hours a day, Monday through Thursday. I would do walkthroughs on Friday, play on Saturday, and they put the boot back on me Saturday night. It was just something that you had to take care of, reduce swelling, and like I said, it was pain management because walking around hurt. But by the time you got to the game, you had adrenaline, you reduced the swelling, you played through it, and then you started the process over.
He's going to have to be honest with the coaches and with himself when he
Yeah.
gets there, because if we know anything about Whit Weeks, is as soon as he gets in that stadium, I'm playing.
Yeah.
But if he can't, if he is limited in some way, he's going to hurt him more than he helps him if he tries to play. If he's really, really hurt,
Yeah,
and they'll know that early. But he's got to be honest with himself.
If he's not 100% Whit Weeks, I mean, Devon Keys is better than an 80% Whit Weeks.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what he's got to be honest with.
That's the first thing. So let's get to some of the things that we saw on film last week. Handicast film study is up on YouTube. You can check that out right now from some of the things you saw against South Carolina. Let me get the easy part out of the way. We didn't put very many defensive plays in the film study because there wasn't very much wrong.
No. I mean, and that's been the case for most of the year. I mean, you can go through it's fun to watch. It's fun watching that defense fly around. But, my focus has really been, I think this last one was pretty much all run plays. I mean, I want to see this offensive line get better. And I think with Eccles in at guard, they had their best combination blocking they've done all year. The last two plays we reviewed on the film were the best two blocked run plays they've had all season. I see it coming. I see guys working on it. Look, they're still not all the way there. There's a few times where you're getting 4 of the 5 doing the right thing, making progress. But you see what they can do when they all get it right.
We're both Cohen Eccles fans.
Yeah.
We like him. He's not perfect, but we like him. Whether he plays tomorrow night because Mubenga is back now, we think Eccles is better.
Well, I mean, he is. I mean, watch the film. He gets more push. I mean, the guy that we didn't see on the film that didn't play was Kern. I think between Kern and Eccles, those guys might just be young and dumb enough to where they haven't gotten soft, but they fire off the ball. They get the most push.
It's taken us half a year. We've gotten one of them in the lineup. If we speak it into
It
existence,
might
maybe
get
by
the
the time we
second
get to
one.
November, they contained Lenore's Sellers. He ran, it was a wild stat that they
22
came up
times for
with.
19 yards, or 19 yards for 22 times.
Well, yeah, that was the official stats. The amount of ground he
Oh,
actually
like
covered.
800
Yeah, he ran
yards.
between 8 and 900 yards to make 19 yards.
Yeah.
He can be a low. We were concerned about that last week. It's like, listen, especially on third down, this guy can be a problem. What did they do? How much spy work did you see, or was this just a very good up front?
I think that up front they contained well. Patrick Payton, we went and reviewed a couple of the plays where he sets the edge, didn't allow him to get outside, and then you had your backers that were shedding blocks and keeping their eyes on him. I just think it was a well performed defense. Well executed.
I tell you who we need to single out because I thought he played very well last week, and it was from the very first play. He's kind of been a forgotten guy. Jacoby and Guillory.
Oh, yeah.
Jacoby and Guillory, sixth year, has certainly seen, persevered. The injury last year.
We were able to recover that fumble because of him.
Yes.
He was a guy that, look, yeah.
You go ahead and describe the play because it's
Lenore
one of the first
Sellers,
ones up there.
Yeah, Lenore Sellers fumbles the ball. Okay, nobody made him fumble the ball, but it's one of those where the quarterback typically just falls right on it. You get the second down, second and 11. But because of his explosion and knocking the guard back into Lenore Sellers to where he could not get to the ball was dropped and he exploded out the ball, hit the guard 3, 4, 5 yards in the backfield, and allowed us to pick up the ball. It was a key play in the game.
Go watch the film, please. If you like good physical line play, Jacoby and Guillory just absolutely whips him right there, and because of that, they get the turnover. This is the first offensive play from scrimmage for South Carolina. That was really good. So I like the kid because he has gone through a lot. He's persevered. I like the guys that stick to it, and then they get the reward.
He looks
later
lighter to me, and I think that's helping him explode. He's moving better. He just looks more athletic than I've seen him in years previous.
Yeah, he was a big factor in there. They're up front controlling the line of scrimmage last week for LSU.
Speaking of that, I mess his name up. Gooden. God, I've said Goodwin all year long.
Yeah.
Is he okay? I knew the collarbone.
No, he's probably going to be out tomorrow. He's doubtful, so I'm not expecting him to play. He's been very active. He's had a terrific season.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm not expecting him to play tomorrow. We're here at Ruffino's. The restaurant opens at 11 o'clock. You know what I like, Rich, when they hand me the specials menu, and I get to the top with the appetizers, and the very first one, I was like, okay, I know what I'm getting. The filet tips, beef tenderloin strips, sautéed and flash fried with the roasted garlic aioli. That's coming here as soon as and then the hot crab dip. Seasoned with Creole spices, jumbo lump blue crab. That's your two appetizer features. I may not even get to the entrees today because I may get both of those. Shrimp and steak Café de Paris. This is a 14-ounce strip loin, seared Gulf shrimp, seasoned butter, roasted potatoes. You got a nice Bonanza wine pairing with that. The fish Oscar today, grilled fresh Gulf fish, jumbo lump crab meat, béarnaise sauce on top of that, and asparagus. And your dessert feature is a mixed berry tiramisu. Oh, Chef Patrick did a great job here today. We got a great menu at Ruffino. So come on by and see us. We're going to open the restaurant here at 11 o'clock. Live of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can easily find the right home insurance for you, even if it's not with Progressive. But if you don't choose us, then sure, okay, it's not going to work out. We're not going to cry about it or stay awake wondering what our future together would have looked like. We can't get emotionally invested, even if it sounds like we are. Progressive's Home Quote Explorer allows you to easily compare home insurance rates and coverages in one place, even if it's not with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. I love you. I shouldn't have said that.
Stuck in a job that just isn't getting it done? Maybe it's time to go for IT. Whether you're just starting out, switching careers, or a military veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you launch a rewarding career in IT in months. No prior experience needed. Why spend years getting a traditional degree when your future in IT can start right now? Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Your most powerful upgrade? Your career. Go for it. Go for IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
At Landmark Bank, we're more than just your local bank. We're your neighbors. We cheer on the hometown team, shop at the corner store, and know you by name when you walk through our doors. Hi, I'm Ashley McDaniel with Landmark Bank. Whether it's saving for college, buying your first home, or growing your small business, we're right here with you. Because when you bank local, you grow local. And we're proud to grow with you right here where you live. Landmark Bank, banking with people you know. Member FDIC.
Imagine you're hosting the big game watch party when this happens. But you call Boudreaux's Electrical Services before the storm. Family owned and operated for 40 years installing generators in our area, you know your Boudreaux's installed Generac home standby generator would be ready.
Boudreaux's Electrical Service, bringing power and peace of mind to South Louisiana, one Generac generator at a time. Visit Boudreaux'Electrical.com or call 225-300-9389.
Ready to soar to new heights? Visit the Aviation Academy of Louisiana and turn your dream of becoming a pilot into reality. With top-notch training facilities in Abbeville, New Iberia, and Gonzales, they offer personalized instruction that prepares you for an exciting career in aviation. Discover your passion with Discovery Flights and experience the thrill of flying firsthand. Visit aviationacademyla.com to learn more and start your journey today. aviationacademyla.com.
In our great state of Louisiana, we're known for our resilience and unity. I'm attorney Robert Lucky, and at the Lucky Law Firm, we stand by these values, fighting for what you rightfully deserve. Your fight is our fight. Don't fight the insurance companies alone. You deserve to get lucky.
Call 866-9-LUCKY-1. Call the Lucky Law Firm.
LA 2417786. Responsible attorneys Robert M. Lucky and Michael T. Malinowski Jr. Actual results may vary. Hey Jingle Singers. Primary office in Baton Rouge.
It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And today's show is also brought to you by Total Maintenance, AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing. Total Maintenance, your one-stop sales and service shop for all of these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, the slogan is service today, every day. You call today, you get service today. So nobody's got to go to sleep hot or uncomfortable. Total Maintenance has got full service staffs in both Baton Rouge and New Orleans. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daykin, and Rheem AC units, Generac and Cummings generators for all your electrical and plumbing needs as well. In Baton Rouge, 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance. When we looked at the film, Rich, last week, LSU ran for 168 yards. Encouraging to me, and we had both of these. We had some successful runs on the film, and we had some that didn't work out on the film. What I was most happy about, we said this in the post game, LSU kept after it.
Yeah.
They half of the runs went for 3 yards or less, including I got to be honest with you. So the first play of the game, Durham gets stuffed. 3-yard loss. I'm like, we may not see another running play for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
They kept after it, and it started to pay some dividends. So we talked a touch about Eccles. We think Eccles helped. What else did you see?
It was to me, it was the center. It was both guards
Braylon
in the
Moore,
center. They
yeah.
got a lot of push up the middle. Thompson played well. Moore and Eccles. I mean, look, Davis. The last two plays, if you go watch our film study, did a great job, and he showed he's
The last
capable.
two plays, the last two running plays of the game they had.
Yeah, two big running plays. Especially, it's the last two plays on our film study that I put on there. He showed he's capable, but there's other times where he's got bad leverage, hat high, standing straight up. And look, Tyree Adams struggles with a little bit too. I mean, they both of them play really high, but there are also times when all five of them get it and we see the success. So they're capable, but it's just repetition and getting in their mindset and understanding how to become a successful run blocker.
Where Davis is concerned, we saw those last two plays you put in there. He was good. Is he making progress? Do you like him better? We like Kern better, okay?
Yeah.
But so let's get off of that because they don't.
Yeah.
They like Davis better. So let's talk about him for a second. You seeing some improvement here?
For the first 70% of that film study, no. I mean, I was furious. I mean, to me, it was bad. But then later in the game, he made some blocks and showed that he can do it. So, yeah, I see that it's possible. And I don't know if it's him I don't know if they made adjustments on the sideline. They kind of jumped his butt, told him, what he was doing, and refocused him in on technique and the fundamentals of run blocking. But I saw first time I've seen that he's capable of doing it.
The loop stunts that they have seen over and over and over again, they were having a hard time with earlier in the season. We saw him pick a couple of these up and pass them off a little bit better.
They're definitely getting better at that. I mean, they should. They've been seeing it for 7 weeks. Everybody's tried to do it on them. I don't remember as much to the right side of the line, but I saw Eccles and Adams pass them off very well. Saw a couple. It didn't hurt us in that game.
And Eccles and Adams haven't played a ton next to each other,
Yeah.
so the communication there I thought was good. What about getting to the second level?
Yeah, that's Moore and Eccles did a great job with it. Thompson, there was one that I wanted to get mad at Thompson, but after I rewatched it, he was definitely held by the defensive tackle. You see him get spun around, and that was the only one I felt like he missed. But, to me, it all started with the three guys in the middle. Those guys are playing really well, played really well in the pass game. They're very good at passing off to one another when they have the interior combo blocks, and that's where, that's a positive sign when you are running up the middle. I mean, they can get you 1 or 2 yards.
So they made some progress. Is it perfect? No. Does it need some more work? Yes. But the Juwan Johnson run, you said, in all 6 games, half of a season, was the best run block play that they've had all season because they did it perfect.
It's the first time it was a perfectly executed play. I mean, it's all 11 receivers getting down the field, making blocks, getting in front of people. All 5 up front had a hat on a hat. The patience by Juwan Johnson. I mean, I give him 100% on the play.
If Gordy Rush is listening up in Nashville right now, he's going to be so excited. You said hat on a hat. It's his favorite, favorite thing to say when we're talking about line play. You get a hat on a hat. I'd put that play. I think I'd show it every film session for the rest of the year. Say, this is what we want. See how good you can do when everybody's focused and everybody's got good technique. This is what we can do.
And I said, next thing, Juwan, don't let the monkey jump on your back. Finish that play. Go get you a touchdown.
Yeah.
You see him it happens.
You going to say the guy had the angle on him or no, not really?
I just want to see
just
one
bust
big
it.
touchdown
Yeah,
and bust it.
I got it. All right.
I want to see make those guys quit.
Here's your favorite part of this, which is biggest game so far of Trey'Dez Green's career. There was one early in the game. I think it was on the first drive after LSU got the turnover. He drifted again. This is a play that we saw him back in the Clemson game. He goes to sit down. You describe it. You're going to do better
it's
than
just, it's the one that I really remember. I think it wasn't Clemson. It might have been Ole Miss. We call it a sticks play. It was a 3rd and.
Well, he actually did it in both games.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, and you get to the sticks, and you turn around, you sit down. I mean, when you drift and you're falling backward, that's half the time there's an interception that people are going to yell at the quarterback that is on the receiver. You're giving up ground that it tricks the quarterback. And there's times where he hasn't sat in the zone. He's been moving. But that's something he's just got to learn and be comfortable with and be on the same page, because I think maybe that's why Nussmeier kind of went away from him in a few games. We talked about not seeing the production.
Well, he also he missed with the injury,
one or two.
He missed almost all of the Louisiana Tech game. He got hurt early.
But what I thought they did really well in this game is, they were running drag routes with him, getting him moving, getting him in space. I mean, he's such a freak. The one-on-one in the end, there's nothing you can do about it when he runs that route. He's a guy that's got to be featured, and you've got to design the plays around him.
So he makes a misread where he's drifting. We're talking about 2 feet, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is not a lot. It's just enough to foul up the play.
Yeah. I mean, it's just when Nussmeier thinks he's going to turn around. It's a timing play. He's got to get there, turn around, get the ball. And when he goes to turn around, he just kind of drifts to his right or drifts backwards, which makes it look like an inaccurate throw.
He also did something that you pointed out on the film that I love, okay, because this is one of the little nuances of the game. This is what veteran receivers do. That's very, very subtle. He basically runs a rub off the umpire in the center of the field.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
No, it's just when you were later in your career, you understand you're looking for every advantage to get open. It doesn't matter if it's a linebacker that's not paying attention on the other side, but you kind of adjust your routes to help create space. And he's running that deep over him. I think it's in the first half. He catches the ball down around the 10 or 7-yard line.
Going into the north end
He's
zone.
got the deep judge, and he runs right off the umpire's butt, and it bumps the guy covering him man-to-man, and he gets a separation.
You think he did it on purpose? I hope he did it on purpose.
Yes,
because it's savvy.
Let him have it. He did that one on purpose.
I think he is very rapidly going from when he went out in the Louisiana Tech game. Braylon Moore and Green both went out in the first half very early. In fact, Moore was the very first play. I said at the time, I said, Green's a luxury. Moore is a necessity, because the drop off at center, they had to arrange some things there. I don't think Green's a luxury anymore. I think he's got to be one of the focal points, because none of the receivers, and maybe this is a little bit because Nussmeier has not been able to throw the ball down the field, especially with Anderson out the last couple of weeks. None of them have broken out.
Yeah.
None of them have gotten to the point where it's like, man, look, this is going to be the focus of all your coverage. Green might be.
Well, he's going to be a necessity, and I think it's going to help hit the deep ball. Safeties are going to have to play over the top of him. They're going to have to, put a lot more focus on him. So if you got a safety that's looking for Green and he's running an intermediate route across the middle, in that 10 to 20-yard zone where his focus is on Green just a little bit, that allows a Chris Hilton to get deep. That allows Barron Moore to get past him. It makes the safeties have to focus not only on the 18-yard intermediate route versus the guy going deep.
My favorite formation at the moment is the star, which is the 4 receivers to one side and Green to the other side.
Go back. We had 4 tight ends on that play.
You want to take the opportunity to complain about that for a second? Because they're not really tight ends. But let's just say the eligible receivers for LSU, just I don't want to get you aggravated. The star, they ran it against Clemson for the touchdown. Okay, explain what they did here, because this is called, you call it the exploding star.
Yeah,
they explode to the star.
This is what we call when it's a major shift. Everybody's moving. They come in with 4 tight ends technically in like a goal line jumbo package, set to where everybody knows. We called it jumbo, giant power. Everybody knows you're running the ball. I mean, you're getting all your big guys in there, and then they're going to bring in a heavier package on defense, and then we explode out and stretch the field. So everybody sets from a goal line package to where he says move.
This is you come up there double tight, double wing, right?
Double tight, double wing. So Green explodes to the left. The wing comes back over with the tight end and the wing from the other side, and they get in the star formation. Juwan Johnson goes to the outside. So at this point, they got big guys having to spread the field, and there's only one other thing they can do is the safety comes down to take away the slant from Green, but they don't. And the corner, he shifts inside to take away the slant. This is not much. He was 6 foot tall, and you got a 6'7" guy. I mean, it's a win-win as long as you throw a good ball.
the defense is forced to either be outnumbered on one side and leave green or leave green in single coverage.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what I'm waiting for. People are going to see this on film. They're going to put two people on green, and they're going to match up numbers on the other side, and they're going to leave the middle exposed. I think Ole Miss, it wasn't the star, but Ole Miss did this once when LSU was in the red zone. They basically left the middle of the field wide open. They are daring the quarterback to run at this point. Well, later in the game, he did. Not a goal line situation, but he did.
Yeah, it was,
21 yards.
3rd and 7. It's a big run. That's what the things that, we harped on last year that I think he's tried to do more this year, especially with the passing game struggling a little bit. You've seen Nussmeier have, I think he's had 2 or 3 runs around 20 yards. I know 2 for sure, but that's one where everything kind of gets busted up. There's a gap in the middle, and he didn't hesitate. He took off running and got the first down.
I'm not for them designing any runs for Nussmeier. Maybe, once every 3 games a naked bootleg if you think you got him fooled. Certainly the RPOs, there's no R where he's concerned. But if teams are going to do what Ole Miss did in that situation, which is vacate the middle, you have to do this. I mean, if there is nobody in there, or if you've got 5-on-4, or like we saw against LSU, against the Ole Miss, 5-on-3, you have to do that, because if you don't, they're going to actually have a fair fight on the outside, and you don't want that. You don't want them to be able to double cover green and have 4-on-4 on the other side, and then say, we'll just leave the middle open, because they're not going to do that anyway. You got to make them respect that.
You have to, and in my mindset, if they want to start playing that way and leaving it, same personnel run the same play. Let Nussmeier go out into the star. Then you got Juwan Johnson sitting right there. They're gonna, when they see the shift, they're not going to think about who's at quarterback. If they've already made this decision to we're going to bracket them, play double, we go to the outside, leave the middle open. So you see it once or twice. The next time, you're not giving Nuss the ball, but I mean, you're going to get the middle of the field open, and it's too late for them to make a decision.
Do you remember where he lined up when Johnson took the direct snap?
He went to wide receiver.
He was.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's part of the system.
So they've already thought of that. Okay, that's good. We're here at Ruffino's. We're also brought to you by Coastal Capital Advisors. Coastal Capital has done a great job for me over the years, because when it comes to retirement, your situation is unique. Whatever time in your life it is, no matter what your age, what your income level, they're tailor-make a plan. They're going to get to know you. They're going to get to know what your goals are, what you're trying to achieve as you work towards retirement. Your full-service advisors at CoastalCapitalADV.com. CoastalCapitalADV.com. Member FINRA SIPC. We'll take a break, come back with more. Richard Dixon here with us at Ruffino's, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Depression can feel hopeless, draining your energy and joy, but there's a proven way forward. At NeuroJust, TMS therapy is FDA approved, covered by insurance, and backed by 30 years of research. This safe, non-invasive treatment re-engages the parts of your brain tied to mood, with over 85% of patients seeing real results, many achieving full remission. Imagine peace, better sleep, and the freedom to enjoy life again. Start your healing journey today. Visit NeuroJust off Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge or online at neurojust.com.
Tailgate in style by joining the Benny's Club. For one low monthly fee, you can wash your vehicle every day, all month long, with exclusive access to fuel discounts and more. Keep your ride game day ready. Become a Benny's Club member today. Benny's Car Wash, proud partner of LSU Athletics.
Baton Rouge keeps America moving. Join local leaders and experts in supply chain management and logistics for the 5th annual Supply Chain BR. A day of networking, insights, and education that keeps you ahead and accelerates your business potential. Be a part of Louisiana's premier supply chain event, only in Baton Rouge, October 28th at the Crown Plaza. Search Supply Chain Baton Rouge on Eventbrite for tickets. We'll see you there. Brought to you by the West Baton Rouge Chamber of Commerce, Versorium IQ, Sabine Transportation, and Wilson Warehouse.
Christmas time is almost here, which means carols in the air, Christmas trees, good cheer, and the dread of putting up Christmas decorations. Thankfully, there's Got Lit Light Installers. It's simple. They bring their lights, decorate your house, you enjoy, and when the season's over, they take them down and haul them away. Get your estimate. GotLitLights.com. That's GotLitLights.com, because everything looks better when it's lit.
This season, Genesis continues its luxury drive downfield at Genesis of Baton Rouge. From the first snap to the final drive, every model delivers precision, poise, and performance that's always in formation. Bold design owns the line of scrimmage, while interiors rival the owner's box. Tech reads the coverage, power responds like a franchise QB, no flags, no fumbles, just flawless execution. Genesis, where luxury runs the playbook. Visit Genesis of Baton Rouge on airline at Pico or online at genesisofbatonrouge.com.
We begin tonight with the breaking news.
ABC's David Muir, wherever news breaks.
From here in Tel Aviv, from the Ukraine-Poland border, traveling along Maui's western edge, from southern Madagascar.
ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir, America's #1 newscast.
ABC News, America Strong. It's been a remarkable thing that we have all witnessed together in this country. A lot of joy out there. Just got to find it. This is David Muir, and I hope you'll join us tonight for ABC's World News Tonight.
Tonight at 5:30, followed by WBRZ News 2 at 6.
News is happening all day, filling your feed. Go beyond the headlines with in-depth coverage on WBRZ News 2 at 6. Michael Shingleton and Sylvia Weatherspoon deliver the most local news in the capital area, exclusive investigative unit reports, and problem-solving two-on-your-side solutions. Your storm station forecast everywhere, first, and insider coverage of your home teams. See why more people are turning to WBRZ News 2 at 6. Investigative, in-depth.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team colors, team swag, and now your very own website, LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net, powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
This is Whit Weeks, and Raising Cane's is our victory meal.
The Tigers and their fans are some of the most dedicated in football. It's a quality we share, and that fuels every single order of our hand-battered chicken fingers.
Wherever there's football, there's Raising Cane's. Go Tigers. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love. Let's go.
It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Today's show is also brought to you by the Morris Insurance Group. If you've got those hard-to-insure items for your hunters, your fishermen, for your duck camps, for your fishing camps, especially if you're down in the coastal areas, flood insurance, Morris Insurance Agency urges you to look again if you think these things are out of your price range, or if you're not going to be able to secure proper insurance on your boats, on your trailers, on your RVs, on your tractors, on your motorcycles, all your big boy toys at the Morris Insurance Group. You can get a quote, morris-ig.com. Or you can call at 225-201-0007, 201-0007. Ask for Buzzy Hydell. He will help you out. The Morris Insurance Group, also for auto, homeowners, and commercial insurance. Rich, let's talk about Vanderbilt. And everything starts and finishes with Diego Pavia. The numbers up front are better this year than they were a year ago. They are better in the trenches. I personally have been more impressed with Vanderbilt in the loss to Alabama than I was in any of the 5 wins. They kind of overwhelmed some people in the non-conference portion of their schedule, and they got a break when Sellers had to go out of the game at South Carolina. But they played Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Everybody's pretty much at full strength, and they're going to the fourth quarter in a one-score game. So they turned the ball over twice in the red zone. Otherwise, this could have come down at the very end. And the final score was a little bit misleading. Alabama tacked a late touchdown. So this was a close game, and this tells me that they're more physical, that they are better up front, maybe than any Vanderbilt team we've seen.
I feel like they're a very mature team. You don't see a lot of mistakes. I mean, Pavia, when you play that style of game, some things get away from you, and I think both of the turnovers were on him against Alabama, if I remember correctly. And I remember going back and forth with that game, and it was tied up, into the fourth quarter. It got away. Look, this is going to be a tough game for LSU. I think that Vanderbilt is very good. It's one that I'm a little bit worried about because the energy that he's brought to that team. These guys, it's not the old Vanderbilt where you could see in those guys' faces that you were going to beat their ass, and they knew it. Everybody knew it. They didn't want to be out there. I mean, those games were easy. Now it's these guys have confidence. They're playing well. They're playing with the best teams out there, and they're feeling good about themselves.
They are the favorite in this game, and I got to tell you, just kind of a little informal survey. LSU fans, some of whom don't pay any attention to point spreads usually, they just they don't bet, they just watch the game, are flat out offended that LSU's an underdog here. I mean, but that's that's what Vegas is going to take.
I'll tell you that we execute in the red zone like we did last week, we lose. I mean, we cannot get down there and settle for field goals, not punch the ball inside the 10. I mean, we're going to have to stay with them because these guys aren't going to quit. And field goals, you get 2 field goals erased by 1 touchdown. So you got to capitalize on every opportunity.
Trade Des Green.
Yeah.
Again, okay? Throw it up there. I mean, ordinarily, fade's not one of my, favorite plays, but
I'm gonna take I go through. You get first and goal from the 5 3 times in a row, 4 times. I don't care. One of them's gonna hit.
Yeah, you can't cover him. Pavia, there's the stat that scares the hell out of me. It's kind of a combination stat. First of all, Pavia is the leading rusher for Vanderbilt at nearly 6 yards a carry. Now, some of this stuff is designed, but a lot of it's just him. And the other stat that goes hand in hand with them, and this is the one that bothers me the most, is Vanderbilt leads the Southeastern Conference in third down conversions. When they get into a third and anything manageable, Kelly's been talking about this all week, LSU's got to be good on first and second down, because if it's 3rd and 4 or less, he's found more ways to pick it up, sometimes with his arms, sometimes with his legs. But he does this at least through half the season better than anybody in the conference. So he did a good job on Sellers last week. He's a whole different, type of runner. So what you going to do?
This is where, to help the defense, the offense has to sustain drives, because he's going to make some third downs. He's going to keep, the ball going. He's going to keep the defense on the field. And are we going to have to make plays? Yes. But we also need our offense to stay on the field, sustain drives, give those guys a break, and then that way when they're fully ready and 100% ready to go to try to get the next stop.
They want to put them. This is every game, but especially you want to put them in 3rd and long. Okay, 3rd and medium to long. If they get into 3rd and 4 or less, they've got a great chance to make it. He looks nothing like the guy I'm about to talk about. He looks nothing like Tim Tebow. Okay. They are completely different players. But when Tim Tebow was playing for Florida and it was 3rd and really 3 or less, I knew they were going to – I mean, Florida's third down conversion rate on 3 or less to go when Tebow was the quarterback, I think was 117%. I mean, they never missed.
For a lot of them.
And so the thing was, don't let them get into 3rd and short, 3rd and even manageable, and that's what this is.
Well, he's a scrappy guy that can, like I said, he can run an RPO on a 3rd and 4 and has no problem putting his nose down and try to run over somebody, or slipping by somebody. This is a scrappy team that you're going to have to put him in passing situations.
I am anxious for a good start in this game. I hate when we do that. Oh, get off to a good start. Well, of course. But it's an 11 o'clock game. We should be way past what time of the game affecting you, but you were a player. You had a handful of these. When you're used to playing games later in the day and you got to be up for your pregame. When would you say, how many hours before kickoff did you really start to get into that mode where, okay, I'm into my game prep now?
So you had pregame meal, I want to say about 4 hours before kickoff. So that's going to put you 7 in the morning, eat breakfast. I'd say go back upstairs, get dressed. 2 hours before I was ready to roll. I mean, I wasn't being friendly, wasn't joking around.
Now you're zoned in 2 hours before.
I'm sitting there with the play sheet. We used to get what we call a game test, and it was a stack of papers, just like a school test, and it was plays we were going to run versus defensive coverages, and you had to write it out, draw them all out, make sure you knew where everybody was going. I would get a new one because you had to turn one in on Friday night. You got graded Saturday morning. I'd ask for a new one Saturday after breakfast just to see something different, take a look at it, and but everybody's different. There's guys that like to relax and joke around, and they get ready differently. But for me, it was By the time I came back down from meetings, we had about a 30-minute meeting before we got on the bus. We were ready to roll.
All right, so if you're eating 4 hours before the game, what time are you getting up?
Getting up 10 minutes before I got to eat.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to get an idea their routine tomorrow morning.
Their phones are going to ring, at 6:30. I mean,
okay. We're not talking about a 5 a.m. wake-up call or anything like that. Okay. Get everybody in bed for a reasonable time, and they practiced at this time the last couple of days. So, red zone, third down. These are the two things I think. If you're asking me what stats do I want to see tomorrow, I want to see what LSU did in the red zone offensively, and I want to know what they held Vanderbilt to on third down. If they can hold Vanderbilt right at 58% of the time they're converting on third down, just under 58%. If LSU could hold them to somewhere in the area of, say, 40%.
How many interceptions has Pavia thrown this year?
4. He's thrown 4. He's not a turnover machine by any stretch. You can get him every now and then. I wonder, like I said, I'm more impressed with what they did at Alabama because it showed me they could go toe-to-toe with a heavyweight, and Bama's playing really well right now. Some of these other stats, though, I wonder if they've been – I don't wonder. I know they've been inflated. It's just a matter of how much. They beat Charleston Southern, who's a 1AA team, by 42 points. They beat Virginia Tech by 24 points. Tech has since fired their coach. They beat South Carolina by 24 points with Sellers out for the majority of that game. They beat Georgia State by 49 and Utah State by 20, where they gave up 35 points. So all of those games where they've got so strange to say this. They got the talent advantage. I think maybe not over South Carolina, but again the Sellers piece. So what have you say? Well, what have they really done? Are some of these numbers overblown? Well, when they go to Alabama, it doesn't look like that. But bottom line, they scored 14 points. Against Alabama.
You can point to the South Carolina game and Sellers going out and them only allowing 7 points, but they still put up 31. We put up 20. I felt like I went to post-game saying we should have put up 41.
And they should have.
Yeah, there was a lot of opportunities out there. So this is I would say, look, LSU has the talent advantage, but I think that, the way they play ball and the discipline they play with puts us at a pretty even playing field.
They had almost no rushing attack outside of Pavia at Alabama, but they ran it for 7 yards a carry. Now, Pavia had 58 yards. They broke one long run. Alexander broke one long run, and that was it. Nothing else. But you look at it, and okay, 7 yards a carry against Alabama. They weren't knocking it out 7 yards at a time. They got a 65-yard run and then some Pavia scrambles. So if they're that one-dimensional tomorrow in their running attack, if it's just him, then I think LSU can zero in and do a good job against him against the run. You can't have the one long bust. There was the one long bust, 65-yard run. You can't take it out, but that was the only thing that they had against Alabama.
And we gave
besides
up one
Pavia.
long run last week. That was the only thing we gave up against South Carolina.
One run.
Yeah.
Okay. You get one. That's it. No more than that. 1-1-1. We'll take a break, come back and wrap up hour number 1. We're also brought to you by Louisiana Health and Injury Centers, helping you deal with pain. Dr. Michael Goff and his staff. Man, look, sometimes my back was tightening up a little bit earlier this week. You get in, they will introduce you to a program that's going to work for you, going to target your problem areas, your back, your neck, muscle soreness, things that are keeping you from moving around as well as you want to. You're in some pain, or you're not getting a good night's sleep because of some of this stuff. Let them help you out. If you do need dry needling or electric nerve stimulation, cryo or ultrasound therapy, they'll be able to help you out there too. They're going to get you to feeling better. Airline Highway, Plank Road, Jefferson Highway, near Drusilla. Dr. Michael Goff, Louisiana Health and Injury Centers. Live at lunch, Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Rouse's Markets wants to cover the spread, your tailgate spread, all football season long as your tailgating headquarters. They've got everything you need for game day, from party trays and dips to fried chicken and anything you want to cook. Plus, Rouse's has the largest selection of beer, wine, and spirits at the lowest prices. This football season, let Rouse's cover the spread. Rouse's Markets, your tailgating headquarters and official supermarket of the Saints.
This football season, Dr. Pepper and Harold Perkins Jr. want to help a local senior high school football player take their next big step. We'll be choosing a standout senior football player from nominations on our websites and socials. Weekly winners score a Dr. Pepper signed autographed football by Harold Perkins Jr. And one lucky grand prize winner will earn $5,000 towards tuition from the Harold Perkins Jr. tuition program. Nominate a high school senior football player and listen every Friday during Louisiana Prep Preview and Off the Bench to hear the winners.
Looking for a roof that's going to last with the best prices and awesome customer service? Visit Majestic Metals. With over 70 years of experience, our knowledge and expertise are unmatched. And we've just lowered our prices, still providing the same prime warranty roofing materials guaranteed to last. If you want quality, strength, and service, visit On Airline in Sorrento or call 225-675-3800 or online at majesticmetalsinc.com. Your new roof is waiting. Let us get you covered.
Hey, it's Kirk Herbstreit. On game day, great prep makes all the difference. Same goes for your pizza. That's why I go with Frigidaire Stone-Baked Pizza Oven. Fresh pizzas go from dough to done in just 2 minutes.
Whether you're throwing a party or squeezing in dinner between plays, this oven delivers hot, crispy, restaurant-quality pizza right from your kitchen. Only from Frigidaire. Game-ready pizza. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Introducing your new Dell PC with the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps you handle a lot, even when your holiday to-do list gets to be a lot. Like organizing your holiday shopping and searching for great holiday deals and customer questions and customers requesting custom things, plus planning the perfect holiday dinner for vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians, and Uncle Mike's carnivore diet. Luckily, you can get a PC with all-day battery life to help you get it all done. That's the power of a Dell PC with Intel inside, backed by Dell's price match guarantee. Get yours today at Dell.com/deals. Terms and conditions apply. See Dell.com for details.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial builds. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Sun's out, scales down. Get ready to feel confident all summer long with Lake Urgent Care's medical weight loss program, now more convenient than ever. Choose from 2 powerful medications, semaglutide or tirzepatide, and enjoy the freedom of an at-home experience with just 1 easy check-in a month. Whether you're beach-bound or just beating the heat in Baton Rouge or Denham Springs, our team helps you stay on track with expert guidance and real results. Lose the stress, not your summer fun. Visit lakeurgentcare.com to learn more and start your weight loss journey today.
It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Rich, I wanted to get your take on another situation in the SEC as a former player. When you were playing, how would you have felt if in the middle of the season, in the middle of the week, you found out that your coach was getting fired this weekend no matter what happened in the game you were going to play? What do you think would have happened in the locker room if that would have happened when you were playing?
I mean, it definitely says we're not playing very well. They've given up on us. They don't think that, we can pull this together. I mean, it's basically you get the feeling that, upper management is telling you what they see is not good enough.
And we're talking about Florida.
And you can take that as, okay, let's go flip them the bird and prove them wrong. Let's go out there and fight. Sometimes it works either way.
That would have happened when you were a captain. You know, you're senior year. I mean, what do you, in a leadership role, what do you?
We're probably talking trash to the AD. I mean, we're trying to get something going because no one wants to be told you're not good enough. Now, I don't know if you just don't have the respect for your coach and you've seen enough of it to where you don't respect the guy, then you're probably like, about time.
And I don't think that's the case with Napier. I think the
like
players still,
like him.
They like him. They respond to him.
So it can go one of two ways. Like I said, if you don't respect the coach, you think he's doing a bad job, you've kind of given up on him, then everybody's saying it's about time. But if it's like Florida, I think they like Napier. I think he's a guy that they fight for. Because I feel like every time that he's had his back against the wall, the team fights. This is one where you go,
I think they're going to do just what you said. Yeah, they're going to come out with an inspired effort tomorrow. Real quick, we've got about 30 seconds. Ole Miss at Georgia tomorrow.
That's going to be a game I'm watching for sure. I don't want to say I'm rooting for Ole Miss, but I just want it to be a good game.
Well, last year this was Ole Miss's best game.
Yeah.
They blew Georgia out of Oxford.
I think Lane Kiffin and Kirby Smart are such good friends. The banter between them all the time. Kiffin calling him fat earlier.
Yeah, the weight jokes. Yeah. Rich, we'll see you on pregame tomorrow. Hour number 2 from Ruffino's Lock of the Week Friday. Tex Morris, Edward Jones Investments, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This summer, bring your backyard to life with a pool from Renaissance, known for custom craftsmanship and one-on-one attention. Renaissance Home and Pools turns your vision into reality. Owner Joey Blanchard brings 20 years experience and cutting-edge 3D designs, so you'll know exactly what to expect every step of the way, from the first sketch to your first swim. Renaissance delivers pools built to inspire and to have fun in. Visit builtbyrenaissance.com and let your backyard renaissance begin.
I'm attorney Gordon McKernan. I want to let you know that we have a local office in Baton Rouge that is able to handle your case with care and attention. After being in an accident, the last thing you want to do is travel. Our local hometown attorneys are here to ensure you receive the highest quality legal service and help get you the compensation you deserve. Reach out to our team of local attorneys to handle your case. Call us at 225-888-8888.
Get going and get it done. Get going.
Results may vary according to the facts of each case. Baton Rouge, LA 22-13-644.
Go local and go free with Go Free Checking from Neighbors Federal Credit Union. No monthly maintenance fees, no balance requirements, and no strings attached. Just the safety and security that comes with Baton Rouge's largest credit union. And with direct deposit set up through NFCU's Early Payday program, you can get access to your funds up to 3 days early. Come by one of our 11 area branches or apply online at neighborsfcu.org. Go free with Go Free Checking from Neighbors Federal Credit Union. Insured by NCUA.
Are you feeling hopeless, isolated, depressed?
For years, I lived my life in fear. It's just that my mind could not shut off.
Fear, isolation, these are the battles that so many people face every day. But it doesn't have to be this way. Now, Gail doesn't suffer like she used to, thanks to TMS therapy at NeuroJust, a minimally invasive treatment proven to improve depression without the side effects of medication.
Now I can go shopping, come back home, cook, put clothes in the laundry. I can do multiple things in one day. I have never did this in about 22 years.
Start your healing journey today with your free consultation at NeuroJust. Call 225-755-9733. 225-755-9733. That's 225-755-9733.
Looking for your next adventure without the commitment? Check out our rentals at All Star Toyota. When you rent, not only will you get 7 days for the price of 6, you can try before you buy. Rent any of our new vehicles, sedans, trucks, SUVs, and try out your choice. And the best part, if you love it, you can buy it. Try before you buy at All Star Toyota on Airline at Goodwood.
The Louisiana Bourbon Festival is back, Saturday, October the 18th at L'Auberge. And it's not just about bourbon, it's about giving back. All proceeds support Alzheimer's services of the capital area. With more than 50 different bourbon brands represented, there will be neat pours, batched cocktails, and barbecue. And yes, they'll have the LSU Vanderbilt game on the big screen. It's the Louisiana Bourbon Festival, Saturday, October the 18th at L'Auberge. For tickets, visit LouisianaBourbonFest.com.
At Custom Colors Body and Paint, we're excited to have Will Rapp and Ian McKnight on our team. They're continuing the tradition of exceptional service that Billy Rapp and Pete McKnight began back in 1987.
Custom Colors, located on Industrialplex off Seagan.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Restaurant is open here at Ruffino's. The bar is open. Barry is smiling and ready to serve. Jimmy, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
All right. Football Friday, getting ready for a big weekend in Southeastern. You too. Big weekend in the Southeastern Conference. But last night was fun, huh? They call it the Icy Hot Bowl with the two old quarterbacks. Two old men put on a show last night, huh?
You thought Rodgers played pretty good?
I thought it was entertaining.
I thought he played good.
Yeah,
but I mean, we're looking at his numbers and trying to evaluate him. We said he was kind of middle of the pack. I think both defenses are pretty weak.
I only thought one of the interceptions was his fault. The other one, I thought,
was first down too. Huh?
Metcalf kind of quit on it.
No, the one he just threw up.
Yeah.
It was first down, right?
Was
it early down?
It
was unnecessary.
Yeah,
it was not third down, I could tell you that.
One was on him. I thought the other one.
No,
wasn't
Flacco for coming over, short period of time. Second game, yeah, he did pick up his numbers in second half against Green Bay. Hey, let's see. I don't have a whole lot of time. How about just I'm going to just zone in on one. That's a good idea. So, how did Pittsburgh not play inside technique and take away the slam? How many times they throw a slant?
And how the amount of man coverage they played, and Ramsey was overmatched. I mean, Ramsey had a great career, but at this point in his career, he's a little overmatched.
He's not playing quarterback.
Yeah. Where are Cincinnati's biggest financial resources being spent besides Burrow, who's out of the game? Okay, a wide receiver. Okay, they got $300 million worth of wide receivers out there, okay? It's almost like Flacco came in the building and said, if you guys are spending all the money, why don't we throw to them? 33 targets to Chase and Higgins.
Well, you heard
I mean, they only ran 70 plays. Every other play was to Chase or Higgins. Well, that's where your money's at. That's where your talent's at. Use them. Well, they did.
He made the comments before the game even started about what he thought of. He was just really, really speaking highly of Chase and Higgins, and so he followed it up with his game. I mean, he goes for a place like Cleveland with their weapons, and then goes to Higgins. I mean, with Njoku, whatever, was the best. His favorite target over there. He got what's the name? The old Alabama receiver going for a while. A couple of years ago, but he's he let you know, and he went at him. We're talking about the kind of the bet on to win the AFC North. What the odds were, and I jumped on Pittsburgh before last week, but I had to hedge on. I took the under 9.5 on Pittsburgh for the year. I'm not convinced. Now, this is a game they could have easily won. But it was a dangerous game as well. Tomlin, historically, and we've talked about Mike Tomlin a lot, he is a probable Hall of Famer, But how many Hall of Famers have gone 11 years without a playoff win? How many Hall of Famer and he just, whether he's the underdog, they will win games with backup quarterbacks where they just everybody's counting them out, and then when he's favored, he will lose games as the favorite, and just his teams play to the level of their competition, and that's why I like Cincinnati in the points last night. You give me 5.5, and I'll take the other side as well. But it's just uncanny how often this script happens with his teams, no matter what the roster. The biggest thing about this roster is they are getting much better quarterback play than they have, okay? But the defense was always a steady, was always a constant. This defense is not. It's just not. Like, you see some of the shoddy arm tackling and just, I mean, who's Cincinnati running the ball? Forget Flacco and Chase, okay? Those guys. But he's a distributor, and those guys are really good. The running game for Cincinnati, just go through them like they did? Nah, that's not Pittsburgh's Steelers defense. And they got Hayward and Watt healthy, which those guys have been in and out of the lineup. Injuries have only been to stop them.
It's an old defense. There's some guys that have a tremendous amount of skins on the wall. You just named two of them, but there's more than Ramsey's.
You think those guys are on the decline?
Yes. I mean,
it
doesn't mean
really. He's like 40 years old. Huh?
Hayward is 36, I believe.
He played in the 2007 national championship game.
He was. I think he was a freshman or a redshirt freshman that year. But yes, he's been in the league forever. Those guys, they're still playing good football, but not at the level that they once were. You said how many coaches get to go 11 years without a playoff win? Hall of Fame coaches. Coaches, period. If you don't have a playoff win in 11 years, you're fired. Pretty much anywhere. I can only think of one guy that kept the job that long without any kind of postseason success.
The guy's but he's never had a losing record.
Well, I was getting at that. But there's only one other guy that I can think of that lasted that long that just never, for the end of his career, did. That was Jeff Fisher, who stayed in Tennessee for 15 seasons.
Right.
And he didn't win a Super Bowl. He came a yard short. He didn't win a Super Bowl the way Tomlin did. I'm a bigger Tomlin fan than most. I think that what he's done is admirable. I think he's a good coach. I think his players rally around him. And you have to respect when you look up at the end of the season every year and they got a winning record and they're in the playoffs. But, the lack of postseason success, at some point you got to say, look, man, I'm not turning my nose up at 10-8 or 10-7, but when we lose in the playoffs every year, it gets frustrating.
When's the last time they've been competitive in a playoff game?
Roethlisberger's last game?
Oh, against Kansas City? They lost by like 20.
All right, what game am I thinking of then?
Was that the one they lost at home to Cleveland?
Yes, I think that's the one I'm talking about.
Was that his last one? Because I thought, was he sitting on the bench? I thought it was somebody else who was sitting. That was
it was
Fanico.
two of them.
Was that not Fanico?
No, it was Pouncey, wasn't it? It was him and Pouncey were sitting there on the bench.
It was Pouncey.
Yeah, they were, and
I thought his last game was Kansas City.
Okay, I might have it wrong, but
look it up.
But that's the game I'm thinking of, the one where he's sitting next to Pouncey.
Another game where they're favored.
Yeah, it's been that long. Roethlisberger's been out of the league for a minute.
Charlotte Browns don't have a whole lot of playoff wins in them.
No.
Okay, so they lost at home to the Browns. They were favored. They're a higher seed.
Let me talk about the Bengals here for a second, because when they said when Burrow got hurt, said, "Listen, he can come back in 3 months. He might be back in December." I thought, okay, maybe, but you guys are going to be out of it by then. But now I'm looking at this thing. They're a game behind the Steelers, game and a half behind the Steelers. They got the Jets. They got the Bears. They got a struggling Ravens team. They got the
Bears
Dolphins.
are better than the Bengals. To me.
Okay.
I'm not buying this Bengals this run. Beat the Jets, but I think the Bears are better.
They get the Bears in Cincinnati.
I don't think the Bengals can go to Washington and beat them.
You think the Bengals can go to Washington?
I do not think the Bengals can go to Washington and beat them, which I just saw the Bears do.
Okay. All right. The Browns are still on the schedule. The Cardinals are still on the schedule. The Dolphins are still. It's a manageable schedule, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think the team has. I mean, we're going to build this off of a life or death. Had to win 31-30 because the tight end scored too quickly.
Yeah, no.
I mean, if he doesn't score too quickly, you think you're stopping him from going in with that defense at this stage of the game?
No, and I don't think
At home.
Cincinnati can keep. I don't look. Flacco turned back the clock last night. Can he do that for another 10 weeks?
Well,
Probably
he's
not.
going to give them way better play than Browning was.
Yes.
The Browning thing is puzzling. He was so much better 2 years ago. To my point, where how wrong was I in this? I said I think he's the best backup in football. I mean, he was good. They got him close to the playoffs that year.
2 years ago.
I mean, Burrow. This team this roster without Burrow should not be competing, and I'll still maintain that. Okay, so Flacco might give you what Browning did 2 years ago. Might. Browning was very good 2 years ago. Okay, he might. But, man, there's way too many problems on this team. And all this because you won by 1 point on a Thursday night at home? No, I'm not buying it. But you're not alone. You're not alone. People looking at the schedule and say, I don't.
One last thing on that game. You watched the Hail Mary at the end?
69, 70 yards.
The old man could still fling it, huh?
100%. I'm like, okay, I'm going to see. He got it there.
Yeah.
He got it there.
You're 41 yards. You can still throw a football 70 yards.
Because
man.
the metrics coming in was that his yards were just really, really underneath. And, so he's
he might have to go sit in the ice tub.
How many of the 32 starting quarterbacks can reach what he did last night?
I would say less than half. Can throw the ball 70 yards in the air still. I mean, that's a howitzer.
No. I'm like, golly.
It's like, wow, the old man can still bring it.
Yeah. Charlie, my biggest thing on Tomlin, too, and he drives the analytic people crazy, and he should, because he just doesn't. You cannot ignore analytics. You don't want to be married to them. It's a useful tool, okay, that you can use as a guide, but it just does not. You have to have some human element, some feel, and pay attention with the game flow, just whatever it is. But you cannot deny preparing you to kind of help you, prepare you for tendencies and things like that. He ignores them completely. Some of his game management and going for two and going for fourth down and just some of the things are just so like lost to me. And so that's some of them. He drives the analytic people crazy. We know this is constant debate. And look, we have seen. I mean, 5 years ago, how many coaches down 14 are going for two when they score in the last 5 minutes?
Well,
in the fourth quarter.
5 years ago?
5 years ago. Maybe one?
Yeah, almost.
How
nobody.
many now? A little
half
over
or
half.
better,
I think a
or
little
better.
over half.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, so people are, that old school people have never done that. But you need real scouts, Mets. You can't just have no old-time scouts. You just go by numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, okay, you signed Soto. Who's going to pitch? This guy will be a number 4. Your ace is a number 4 on 20 other rosters, so yeah.
It was really turned back the clock last night. The 40-year-old said, "Man, Max Scherzer gives you 5 and 2
I want that out of Tarek Skubal. That's what I want out of Tarek Skubal. No, dude.
Get off my mound.
No, get off my mound.
Get off my
because he's showing no signs of and Scherzer maybe he's a little older, obviously.
Yeah.
Skubal, does he want to get injured, being overextended? He's about to sign a monster deal. Maybe part of it. I don't know, but your competitive juices. I watched Skubal pitch enough that he competes on the mound. I just want him. You can't be losing game after game after game when you're a non-decision. I mean, you got to stay in longer. It gives us a better chance at when it's the playoffs. I'm not talking about during the year. And the other thing is, as we creep toward this big thing in baseball, salary cap or not, where you say the players, I mean, they might strike for 2 years fighting a salary cap. Okay? But is the Dodgers, with their payroll dominance compared to Milwaukee's, and Milwaukee looks like they just can't even compete, is that going to lend itself to more of the competitive balance? Because you know how much money they're generating in Japan and stuff like that. So they signed Yamamoto to a 12-year deal, Charlie. He ain't going anywhere. You know, I mean, like all
And
their,
what did they
all their
have to-
pitching is signed
And
up.
what did they have to pay the Japanese team just to negotiate with him? Before you even start paying him, you got to pay them.
I didn't even
first.
know that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was it was a lot of money. I don't remember exactly what it was. A lot of money.
We're at Ruffino's today. Our appetizer features today here, in addition to our regular menu, the filet tips, beef tenderloin strips, lightly battered and flash fried with the roasted garlic aioli, hot crab dip, the creamy crab dip seasoned with Trinity and Creole spices. Trinity, Charlie? Trinity, Charlie?
Yeah.
What is it? Come on.
Trinity, there's 3 of them.
Right.
Okay.
Cooking, Charlie, the Trinity of cooking. Bell peppers, onion, celery, thank you. Jumbo lump blue crab with crostinis. The entree.
It's your corner of the store.
I'm trying to learn, you boy. Entree features the steak and shrimp cafe de Paris, a 44-ounce 44 Farms strip loin, seared Gulf shrimp, seasoned butter with roasted potatoes. Our suggested wine pairing is a Bonanza Cabernet out of Fairfield. Fish Oscar, grilled fresh filet, grilled fresh Gulf fish. Boy, Miss Sarah's going to kill me on this one. Jumbo lump crab meat, béarnaise sauce with asparagus. Suggested wine pairing is a Peugeot Chardonnay out of Napa Valley. And our dessert feature today, the mixed berry tiramisu with chantilly cream, amaretto soaked lady fingers. How about that? Live from Nashville, boots on the ground.
Yeah.
Chris Massaro, noted Nashville stomper, huh?
He's tell him to go find Gordy and Matt. They're sending pictures. They're rolling around.
There you
up
go.
There.
Line of week.
Presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments from Ruffino's 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. Then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony has taken it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Downs Shopping Center.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his blue period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
The timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can...
So we go look. Hey, I forgot to Troy's out today.
All right, so no Troy, but
Yeah, no Troy. Okay.
Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
You've heard me talk about Workbox services and how they can handle all of your movable storage needs for both commercial and residential. With our shipping containers of all sizes, customized in any way that you need or desire. Now Martin Padial has expanded his coverage outside the Baton Rouge area. Workbox can now service the Gulf Coast and New Orleans areas all the way to Lake Charles. Our staff at Workbox continues to grow with Hannah, Martin Jr., Brandy, and Chris. Do like I did when I needed a movable storage unit. Call Workbox at 343-4886 or workboxllc.com.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, or cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life. giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All right, man. The only guy walking around with a cowboy hat and a Boston accent, huh? And bitching about the games. Sarah, what's going on in Nashville, huh?
Hey, listen, I did not bring my cowboy hat, but I did bring my ostrich cowboy boots. So they'll be on display today at some point later. I'm going to pop them on. And I will tell you, if this spot was in California today, I definitely wouldn't have made it because got a little hairy out there on Broadway last night. So we're ready to go. I'm appreciative of the extra 2 hours of time that I got.
So you got consumed by the atmosphere, which is a good time downtown at Broadway, huh?
Oh, I would just call it controlled mayhem. Controlled mayhem. There was arrests. There were fights. There were. It's just. It's a lot.
Tell me, you're a spectator, not a participant.
Oh, total spectator. Total spectator.
Okay.
But I mean, when you have the the authorities charging in through the side windows and hard tying people, it was It was we were at that honky tonk right on the corner there at Broadway, and it was definitely a honky tonk. I'll tell you that much.
We got a wellness check on Gordy and Matt, right? They weren't in the middle of this. Anybody talk to them this morning?
Matt and Gordy, two representatives from our station, so we're doing shows. Where's Matt doing it today?
Oh gosh, the name of the place. I got to get it for you.
All right.
The name
So
of the place.
you going to the LSU game tomorrow?
Yes, we'll be at the LSU game tomorrow. We paid for a tailgate that starts at 8 a.m. So apparently they set us up our own tent. We prepaid for the food, beers, everything. So just have to show up at 8. I guess that'll be the battle, getting there at 8 a.m.
Who put that on? Is that LSU people, local people?
Well, a friend of mine called just to confirm that, before they had this, they do the TBA for the start time. We were trying to figure out the whole game plan.
Right.
So he called in, and they mentioned that the guy that answered the phone apparently at Vanderbilt was just like, oh, you guys have access to a tailgate or whatever, and they said no, and he goes, well, if you're interested, we put on these things. They actually set the tent up for you, tables, chairs, the whole thing, ice, food, grill, everything, and they put it on for you, and you just prepay, and I guess we show up at 8 o'clock and we're ready to go.
There you go. All right, doing it in style, and then Patriots. You concerned about the spot for your Patriots' third game in a row on the road here?
It is a tough spot. NFL teams usually don't go on the road 3 straight, but I just think there's too many reasons to still like the Patriots. A, they're playing great. B, Tennessee's playing terrible. And usually you get that dead cat bounce with the coach that comes in. But I lived in San Diego long enough to know that Mike McCoy is not anything that inspires much. This guy was the most vanilla offensive play caller for the Chargers. A lot of conservative calls, a lot of punting on 4th and short. Just not a guy that I think is going to inspire much of a turnaround. I mean, I guess it can't be worse than Callahan. But I just think Vrabel coming back, the revenge factor, getting unceremoniously fired, and look what happened to that franchise since he's been gone. I don't know. I think this Patriots team, I really think they're going to pull it out, and they're in a great spot right now. I mentioned it before. I like them for the division. I like them for some future bets, and those things are looking pretty good right now. Just about 12 days ago, the Patriots were 13-1 to win the division. Drake May was 95-1 for MVP. Patriots are plus like 175 now, and Drake May is like 16 or 18 to 1 for MVP. So times change quickly in the NFL, and I think they're going to get it done Sunday.
Right,
Maybe they don't cover, 7.5 a lot, but I think they get the win.
I got Vrabel to win. To win, coach an award, let the awards. You just take what you get. Okay, you can't whine because you got to get into Von the pollsters. I think he's got a shot. Okay, second choice right now. I got him to win the division. They certainly have a shot. If they can sweep Buffalo later, that's a big deal later on in the season. Might determine whether or not they win the division. But also asking for a friend, Charlie, which I have a third survivor. New England is available to my friend Charlie here.
I'm taking them.
Yeah, it's scary going on the road, taking a road team and Survivor, but this year it's almost like the home field advantage just isn't the same. The Patriots are terrible at home. They've won like 3 or 4 games in the last 15 at home, so maybe they're better off staying on the road as long as they can be out here. So I think they get it done. I just don't think Vrabel's coming back to Tennessee. I'm sure all his players know. He was fired unceremoniously, and they're coming back to a team that's in total disarray and not exactly getting, let's say, the big, it's not Bum Phillips coming back to coach the Tennessee Titans. So
Next year, we're going to kick the damn door in. Love you blue, baby. Earl Campbell going Monday Night Football against the Dolphins, going 80 yards. Let's get to your college picks, your 5-pack. Who are we looking at, Chris?
All right, I got a bunch of totals, and there were so many games I played. The numbers have moved a lot. I'm still going to give this one out. I like over Boston College, UConn. First game I played on Sunday, it was 55.5. It went all the way up to 59. It's at 58. But listen, BC is giving up 32 points. UConn scoring 32.6 points a game. They're averaging 6.3 yards a play. BC's 98th in yards per play, 5.9 on defense. They've given up a ridiculous amount of points in their last 5 games. 42, 30, 28, 48, 41. Boston College has given up 189 points in the last 5 games. Obviously, all 5 losses. I think UConn, I almost want to play UConn too, but everyone seems to be on UConn. So I'm just going to go with the over in this game. I think both teams kind of just have a big shootout in Boston tomorrow. Early start. BC's defense is terrible, but they can throw it a little bit as well. So I think there's a good chance for this game to go over.
All right, over BC and UConn. We're using 57.5, which is available at our local shop here, DraftKings at the Queen, where we'll be this Sunday. Next.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the local game here tomorrow, Vanderbilt LSU. I have some bets on Vanderbilt money line, but I'm not as strong on it now. The line's coming down a little bit. Maybe some LSU money. It's tough to bet on Vanderbilt first time being a favorite. Everyone knows the stats in the SEC. Never been favored over LSU. But I am going to go to the total. I'm going to go under. I know it's. I played it at 49. I know it's at 48 now. You got LSU, the slowest running team in the country at seconds per play. They're 136 in the country, so absolute last. And if you throw out the Sisters of the Poor when they beat La Tech at Southeast Louisiana, the Tigers haven't topped 20 points. They had 17 versus Clemson, 20 versus Florida, 19 in their loss versus Ole Miss, and 20 versus South Carolina last week. So pretty crazy thinking that 2 years ago, the highest scoring team ever in the history of college football, now they can't even get 3 touchdowns on the board. But the defense is also solid, only giving up 12.2 yards to play, number 4 in the country. I think this is just a recipe for a really slow type of game, grind it out. Neither team's going to get many points, and it just seems like an easy under. Maybe I'm wrong here. I just don't see it. LSU hasn't given up many points at all. 10 points 4 times, 7 points once, and they gave up 24 and only lost to Ole Miss. So I think Vandy's going to have trouble scoring. And LSU, their offense has been compromised all year. Nussmeier might be hurt again. I just think this is a recipe for a low-scoring, early morning kick, and it's just going to be a low-scoring game. I'm on the under.
Yeah, to throw out FCS Southeastern, but the totals have come under for LSU under 28.5 by 28.5, 19.5, 17.5, 15.5, and 14.5. They're an under machine. Also, yes, he's hurt, and they did an arm strength meter. And this is a guy that easily top 5 arm in college football, 136 Division I teams. He's like of all the players have thrown passes, 172 out of 176. So his injuries have forced him to go from one of the strongest arms in college football to one of the weakest. And now they're more of a commitment to run. Yes, they are an under team. Vanderbilt's very slow in pace of play as well. 118 and 124 snaps per game for those two teams. Who you got next?
All right, another under. Let's go to Wisconsin, Ohio State. I'm not even sure what this number is. I played it at 42 on Sunday. I think we might be at 40 and a half now. But listen, the Wisconsin team total for the first half is 3.5, massively juiced to the under. 7.5 of the game, massively juiced to the under. So they're not anticipating Wisconsin is going to score more than 7 points. And I don't think Ohio State's going to run it up on them. Just like LSU, Ohio State is the second slowest team in the country, seconds per play. They have the number one defense in points per game, 8.2. Number two defense in yards per play, 3.9. They've given up just no yards at all, no points. They just, good offenses like Washington couldn't get anything going. I think this Ohio State team probably shuts them out, maybe gives up a field goal. Maybe this is like a 35-3 type of game. I don't think they're going to run it up on Luke Fickell. He was there at Ohio State for some time. I just feel like this might be Luke Fickell's last game. I don't think they're going to try to embarrass him, but I also don't think Wisconsin's going to put up much of a fight offensively. They've been decent on defense, 44th in the country, points per play, points per game, 22.7. So I just think it's another just slog type of game, slow paced. Under Ohio State's been great on defense, not that flashy on offense this year, but that defense has definitely been carrying their weight, and it's the number one defense in the country so far. So I like under 40.5 or 41.
41.5.
Find it in this game.
41.5.
Okay, I like under. Yeah, 42 is a key number, but I still think I don't think they're going to get. I don't think they're going to get 6 touchdowns because you figure Wisconsin's not going to get any touchdowns. And I really don't think Ohio State's going to try to run it up.
I might be going under that 7.5, 8 team total for Wisconsin here. 48.5 is your number that we use. We're using DraftKings numbers today. That's your LSU Vandy number, by the way. So Luke Fickell's number is $25 million. They owe him if they fire him and paid not to coach. Next, Chris.
I need to get one of those buyouts.
Yes, we all do.
Let's go another total. I'll give you over Michigan State, Indiana. Michigan State 5.8 yards per play on defense had given up, so that's 88th in the country. Not so great. They gave up 40 to BC, 45 to USC, 38 to Nebraska, 38 to UCLA last week. Signetti likes to bury these bad teams, especially the ones in close proximity to the Midwest, like he put 63 on Illinois. I know there's a little bit possibility of a letdown factor for Indiana, but I just don't see it with Signetti. He's got the new deal. Place is going to be rocking. I think they're going to try to bury Michigan State. And Michigan State is a decent enough offense where they should be able to score some. I just like over in this game. You can probably play it both ways. Even I know it's a lot of points, 27 with Indiana, but it's almost like a correlated parlay. I think Indiana eats pretty well today. Tomorrow, and I think it's probably Indiana, and I think it's definitely over.
Where did they get all that money for a Signetti's deal? Wes Reynolds, he just announced yesterday he's doing a Christmas Carol round at nightclubs in Las Vegas this winter. So.
Pass the hat.
Yes, pass the hat. And last, Chris, 50.5 is your number in Bloomington against Michigan State. Your fifth pick.
All right, well, I like Stanford. It's just a hunch play. I don't have really any stats for it. I just feel like Florida State, the season is over, as I mentioned last week. They were going to lose to Pittsburgh. They did lose to Pittsburgh. And now they're going to go all the way out to Palo Alto. What a long flight. Tallahassee to Palo Alto. I don't think there's many direct connections there. And after losses to UVA, Miami, and Pittsburgh, 3 in a row. When's the last time Mike Norvell's won an ACC game? I believe it was 2023. So this team is spiraling out of control, and now they're going to go all the way out there as 18-point favorites. I'm not so sure. Stanford's 2-0 at home, wins over a lousy PC and San Jose State, but they played a pretty good game last week. Deceptive score. They lost 34-10 to SMU, but there was a pick 6 or a fumble 6, and then SMU got stopped at the 1-yard line at the end of the game. The game was a lot closer than the score indicates. I think Stanford is up for this game. It's pretty cool to have FSU come out there for the first time. And I don't like the mojo of Florida State, and I think the season just it was already off the rails last week, and I think it's really going to be off the rails this week. And I think Norvell's probably on his way out soon.
If Max was flying American from Tallahassee to Palo Alto, he'd get there for the Cal game. So
you got to connect in Atlanta, no matter what you do, right?
Yes. And Chris, all right, you're gonna be busy on stage cheering on your Patriots, but what's your best NFL pick this weekend?
Well, I definitely feel like the Patriots are going to win, but that wouldn't be my top NFL play. Let me think who my top NFL play is going to be. Oh my God!
You've been giving us totals.
Oh man, I know. Okay. I'll give you my top NFL play. It's not Sunday though. It's Monday night. Let's go Tampa and Detroit over. Detroit has absolutely nobody left in the secondary. And now Branch with the suspension from the punch the other night in Kansas City, they're just decimated. And I know Baker has no receivers, but it seems not to matter. They put up 30 points every game, and I know Detroit's going to put up some points off that loss against Kansas City. So my top pick will be over 52.5. Tampa and Detroit.
All right, Chris. Have fun, man. Send picks. We're interested. Yeah, it's not really an SEC venue. It's Vanderbilt. They're trying to.
Oh.
But
hey, listen. When I remember when I was applying for colleges, they said that you had to be good looking to get into Vanderbilt. You had to send a headshot, a picture. So I'm looking forward to seeing what I get to see tomorrow. We are in the LSU section, so it might be a little rowdy if I'm rooting on my Vanderbilt.
Last time the Tigers played in Nashville, 2019, they did run out of beer before halftime. So store up some airport bottles, my man. Be prepared. Have fun, Chris.
All right, have a great weekend, guys.
All right, don't forget our friends at United Community Bank with locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of southern Louisiana for over 50 years. Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Prentice Wilkes, Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, David Henry. See how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I applied to Vanderbilt. They sent me a very nice rejection letter. It said, "Ha, good one."
I did.
Kidding, right?
I did. I spared them the time.
Yeah. To save the postage. Live at lunch here from Ruffino's Log of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. They can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice. It's local service. From the
So Chris is not. Are you doing a show Sunday?
Musso's doing it, but I make the.
Okay. So Chris's pick there is going to be used for Capper's Recap.
Okay.
And we're not doing one for Bruce. Bruce is going to do live and sub for Chris. So you don't have to.
Okay. So
we're not,
no Bruce
we're not
today.
doing any NFL picks with Bruce today. Yeah.
Okay. Got you.
Okay. Thanks.
So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina. Two local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
This is Charles Henniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. We're now boiling crabs at Sammy's every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday starting at 5 p.m. and on Friday, Saturday, Sunday starting at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
This is Charles Henniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. one of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day, total maintenance.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Get the 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
You can always get the show on demand, 1045ESPN.com, LouisianaSports.net. It's brought to you by Supreme Rice, supporting Louisiana farmers since the 1930s.
Oh, yeah.
SupremeRice.com.
Monday, Charlie.
Yeah, Monday.
Monday.
Monday red beans. Monday red beans.
Yes.
You were talking about Luke Fickell when when Chris gave us a pick on the Ohio.
I mean,
State,
how's he going to
Wisconsin
survive?
under. No, but let's test your theory this week. They're at home against Ohio. Your theory being that
the embarrassing loss at home.
Yes. Okay.
Well,
so they got embarrassed last week against Iowa.
Theory's got a little ammunition.
Yeah, oh, it does. No, you got several examples. So,
Yeah.
do you think he's more likely to get fired this week after a home game where they are probably going to get blown out by Ohio State, or next week when they go to Oregon when they're most likely to be blown out again and they have a bye week the following week?
I think. Well, what is the spread this week?
26, I think.
Yeah, it'll be the same next week. I don't think the margin of victory is going to be much different, but I do think that when you get embarrassed at home, you got to sit there. I mean, the AD can't leave early.
No,
they can't. The boosters can or whatever, but you sit there and watch how many seats are empty in the second half at whatever stage they leave. I mean, you see the boos, you hear the chants, fire Franklin.
Yeah.
I mean, you see the nastiness coming off the field, some of the stuff. Here's Cody Kimball. He's Cody Kimball, door one. He's coming into the suite. This has to stop, or I'm stopping. You getting that?
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting all of that, man. You get it. Just the home losses for Curly Hallman's most damaging was what?
His most damaging loss, I'm going to say it was the interception game at Auburn. I think if anybody had any.
He didn't get fired then.
No, he didn't.
Okay,
No,
Southern Miss came in here in front of a half-empty stadium and beat them.
And that kid kicked a 49-yard field goal, I think it was, which at the
Yeah.
time was a really long field goal in horrible conditions.
We threw an interception to a freshman that LSU didn't offer by the name of Patrick Surtain Sr.
He turned out
so,
okay.
Yeah.
No, I was at the first half of that game. I was still a student.
First half?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I left. We
Yeah.
were,
Yeah.
We were
Joe
sipping
Dean,
cold
Joe
water.
Dean had a great quote. I hire coaches, empty seats fire them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great quote. I mean, that's.
And you make a point because much later, probably 2 years later, it came out, Joe Dean said, if he had beaten Southern Miss, I could have kept him another year. And I really thought that win or lose, that game didn't matter, that he was going to be fired at the end of the season. But I was wrong because if they had – and look, Southern Miss won that game, I think it was 19-17 on that field goal.
Yes, they were down one or two
cold,
when they won by one or two.
wet,
Yes,
it was just
it was freezing.
awful conditions.
Yeah.
And that kid made that field goal, and years later it was like, Thank God.
No, I gutted it out at Ivar's. Yeah.
You're a trooper, man.
Yeah.
The amount of jobs that are either already open or about to open. Okay, so we've already got Penn State, we've already got Arkansas that are open. Florida State, Wisconsin, Auburn, Kentucky, North Carolina. I mean, some of these very attractive jobs, and it just seems like that number is going to be added to.
You are leaning on your boosters more than ever. The boosters drive this, okay? And so the boosters were given more. They want more. You don't want to walk into the, into the finest steakhouse and get a piece of crap meal. You know, I mean, you don't want to. I mean, so, there are going to be more of these, more guys getting fired left and right. The crazy thing is, then we're talking about all these. Okay, so what Indiana is doing right now. I mean, that might be a bad example, but who is it a lock that Signetti can sustain their success when the schedule gets a little tougher?
No.
No, nothing's a lock, right?
No, it's not.
I mean, he might still be partying since he signed his deal last night. I don't know. He might skip practice the next few days. I mean, who knows? I mean, we think so. I mean, that's a bad example because in a major conference, Charlie, Indiana has more losses than anybody in the history of college football.
Do they really? Okay. Well,
Charlie,
good stat.
Indiana has more losses. I mean, this is unbelievable. So when Corso went back to Indiana to do game day last year, what did they do? Man, that Peach Bowl win or whatever the hell it was. Remember that we posted?
That was the high water mark.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So some of these, and in Florida, which I should have put maybe right up at the top.
One of Lee Corso's favorite quotes, famous quotes. They get drilled by Michigan 45-0. The day I got hired, I told you I'd show you a Big Ten championship. A Big Ten champion.
on the other side. But you make a point about the boosters, and wanting more. And it's why I think one of many reasons why that SC and Michigan are so nervous about this private equity deal going into the Big Ten, and they want this big influx of cash. And it's like, what are these guys going to control once they get there? It'd be a good question to ask Bruce what he thinks about that, because SC and Michigan are going like, man, do we need the money that bad? Do I have to listen to somebody from out in a California?
No.
Firm?
The heavyweights don't want it. Look, there is
Rutgers wants it, I guess.
Yeah. Sure, no. There's a lot of weak sisters in the Big Ten. Okay, a lot of them. You don't have 11 of the top 20 for the Big Ten like the SEC has right now.
Yep.
Okay, but so the heavyweights don't want it. But I could tell you who does. Who drives? Who's paying the bills for all this? It's the TVs.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Here's your matchups on 2:30 CBS when they had the top SEC game. Okay, Penn State and UCLA worked out. Okay, sorry. Come on. Who was it last week? It was another week. You know who it is tomorrow? Wisconsin, Ohio State. These are 28, 24-point spread games. That's your marquee games on CBS? No, that's not good. So, I mean, because you don't have that many. I forget who it was. It's they're dealing with Fox, CBS, and NBC, and all trying to get really good games. Well, CBS is.
Oh, it was Indiana, Oregon last week.
Well, that was a great one.
Good.
Yeah, you got a great one there. No, that wasn't Fox.
I thought it was Fox. No, you're right. That was Fox. That was Fox. But I mean, they got deals with all of them.
Well, I know, but CBS is really.
But that was a 2:30. That was a 2:30 game.
It was a 2:30 game.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's been rough. Okay, it's been rough, and so it will help the weaker programs. It will level the playing field. So
at what cost? I think is what scares the hell out of everybody. What kind of input are they going to want?
Well, LSU doesn't want that kind of stuff.
I asked Scott Woodward about it.
No, he doesn't.
I asked Scott Woodward about it, and he was like, no, we're fine. And he didn't mean we LSU. He meant we, the Southeastern Conference. We're fine. He goes, we have our money. We got to find it. If we need to borrow money from somebody, it ain't going to be somebody that gets to come in here and run our show.
No, they're 11 of the top 20. So they might not be a super Georgia team, a 2019 LSU team, some of those great Alabama teams, Cam Newton, Auburn team. But they got a lot of teams that could win a game or two or three in the playoffs this year. Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds and Legacy Title. For all of you real estate closings, 296-0060, full service title company, servicing all of South Louisiana. Fast, friendly, professional service is what you get when you deal with our long-standing team. Ashley Donald, Mariana Haynes, Adrian Galata, Michael Platt, Natalie and Bradford Smith. Buying, building, or refinancing, nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds at Legacy Title, 296-0060.
Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris and Edward Jones Investments from Ruffino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. The search for reliable and affordable insurance can be frustrating, but the Morris Insurance Group invites you to look again. For homeowners and renters to auto and commercial coverage, the Morris Insurance Group offers a range of services to meet any situation. For business owners, their comprehensive package covers a large range of liabilities. There are policies for boat and RV owners, hunting camp properties, high-risk areas, and yes, flood insurance. Get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call us today at 201-0007.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com by the 21st. And then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite, love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff, roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots, Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
Running business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana-Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Back here at Ruffino's Live at Lunch. Come on out and see us here. A nice lunchtime crowd today. And the chefs put together a terrific menu here today at Ruffino's. We also got some, at least one interesting game tonight on the college football court.
Indiana, Oregon was CBS.
It was CBS.
It
okay.
was CBS, yeah. I got a good one there.
Oh, and by the way, Matt will be broadcasting from Friends in Low Places. The Garth
Friends
Brooks
in
Bar
Low Places.
on Broadway.
You know those lyrics, huh?
Yes, I know. By heart. By heart. I've seen Garth many times. Louisville and Miami tonight is interesting to me just because I'm watching. There's so many soft spots left on Miami's schedule. Okay. The Stanford game is going to be a blowout. The Syracuse game is going to be a blowout. The Virginia Tech game is going to be a blowout. I don't think NC State can compete with them.
There's no ranked teams left in our schedule.
There's no ranked teams left. There's no ranked teams left on any of the top three teams in the country. Indiana, Ohio State, and Miami. No ranked teams.
No ranked.
No ranked teams.
Not top 15. No ranked.
Ranked. So for Miami, this is one of the. I mean, the game at Pitt at the end of the season, if the freshman quarterback's still humming, it could be interesting, and maybe at SMU a little tricky. But I think they win both of those games. So we're running out of spots where we can see what Miami, if they've really got the goods. I think they do. But we're not going to get to see them in many marquee matchups at all.
Notre Dame, Florida State is not a test.
All of those are good games.
Only one of them is going to be ranked at the end of the year. You got that one right on Florida State on us.
Yeah,
I thought that was going to be a ranked team. They're not. Florida's not going to be ranked.
Florida's got a losing record.
I guess South Florida can rally and be ranked.
And they blew them out. Notre Dame's got 2 losses. Notre Dame's season kind of hangs in the balance tomorrow. If they lose that game, I don't think
they got to go to Pitt later.
Okay, but if they don't win tomorrow,
they
got no shot to make the playoffs.
Oh, probably not.
That's 3 losses. That would be.
I understand exactly what it is.
And there's not another opportunity for them to have a big signature win that would maybe sway them back. I think they have to win tomorrow to make the playoffs.
I think so, but. I mean, it's a lot of football to be played.
There is.
A lot of football.
Anyway, I want to watch Miami tonight. I want to see what they look like against Louisville.
I mean, Miller Moss, what do you think of him so far this year?
Yeah.
Underwhelming.
Yes, very much so.
30.
Too many turnovers.
It doesn't look like, just physically, too. He's not. He's got to be really sharp with his passer. He's not much of an athlete.
He looks like he's regressed since the game we saw him in Vegas last year.
What defense was he playing against in Vegas?
They weren't very good.
There you go.
They weren't very good. Yes, the opposition matters. Here at Ruffino's Live at Lunch, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments. Bruce Marshall when we come back. And then our picks, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at Lunch.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks in every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code RADIO20X and place your first bet of $1 or more for a chance to double your winnings on your next 20 bets. Open to new users in Louisiana who are 21 or older. Licensed through Horseshoe Bossier City and Caesars New Orleans. Max bet of $25 for boosted winnings. Max additional winnings, $2,500 per bet. Profit boost tokens expire 14 days after receipt. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. Then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony has taken it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Downs Shopping Center.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
It's game day, Modesto, and the best seat in the house isn't in your living room. It's at Modesto Tacos Tequila Whiskey. We've got unbeatable game day specials that'll keep you cheering no matter what the score. Burbank near LSU, every game day, Modesto Tacos Tequila Whiskey.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com by the 21st. And then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
At Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding, we're not just windows. We're also hardy plank siding, vinyl siding, and wood windows. Check out our website to see what we offer today, GEAUXTommys.com.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
The Chuck Oliver Show, weeknights at 6 on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. He's out there somewhere in the world. Maybe even your local sports book.
Can anybody help us?
Let's bring in Bruce Marshall.
Bruce, what comes to mind when you see Penn State firing James Franklin and eating $49 million? So just take it from there, Bruce.
Jimmy Sexton has cost public education more money than maybe anyone in the history of the United States. Because these are his buyouts, and it's crazy. But apparently, Penn State isn't having to pay this all in one lump sum to Franklin like some of Sexton's other deals, and we can talk about some of those in a minute, and one that might be coming up with Mark Stoops. But I don't know, Jimmy, if I've ever seen a situation unravel as quickly as it did with Franklin. I mean, 3 weeks ago, if you said, and when Penn State's getting ready to play Oregon in a game that may, top 5 battle in the polls, like 3 weeks from now, Franklin's going to be fired, you would have said that's impossible. But that's the reality now in college football. This stuff is happening, and every week, this stuff. The other thing too, Jimmy, for years, I could count on my one hand the number of college coaches that were dismissed during the course of a season. And I think the first one I really remember was when Ole Miss got rid of the Kennards, Billy and Bruiser, the coach and AD. Johnny Vaught, in the closest to a military coup I've ever seen in college sport, came back in power in '73 after they lost the game to Memphis State, as it was called then. Frank Kush got pushed out at Arizona State for punching that punter, Kevin Rutledge. Lawsuit, as in the middle of '79, he got forced out. Frank Broyles fired Jack Crow Arkansas early in 92 when he lost that game with the Citadel. But that's, I mean, for decades, that's about all I can remember during the season. Now we're getting, a couple of these a week. It's just a new crazy, crazy era here. This used to be just an NFL thing, firing coaches in the middle of the season. Now it's very much a college thing.
This is, what did Du Bois, Fayette, Mount Alto, New Kensington, Shenango, and Wilkes-Barre, and York. Those are Penn State, it's like UCLA. UCLA is University of California at Los Angeles.
Right.
So UCLA, University of California at Los Angeles, has to pay a fee to Berkeley because they had a landing spot in the Big Ten, and Cal Berkeley did not. So more strain financially for that athletic department. But those are Pennsylvania State University branch campuses that are closing after this fall because of declining enrollment and financial pressures. So when you're eating $50 million for your foot, and listen, you get back to the old debate. Wait, there's leaks going on in Allen Hall, in the classrooms at LSU, whatever. But they build in, the op center, to look like the Taj Mahal.
And the athletic department here, at least, that's their own bucket of money. The university money is different. I don't know if it's like that at Penn State or if is this money
They're
coming
all
out of?
But Charlie, we can get all the old debate. Is there a football program without the university? Da 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 da. It's just kind of,
The perception is that it would be coming out of the university's money, but I don't know that is actually factual.
Well,
you can
too,
account it all you want, Charlie. They're connected.
You think they went and got $50 million out of the chemistry department or something like that, or they got it from boosters? I mean, because I think this is outside. I mean, this is a big chunk of money. I don't think this comes out of an academic. I could be wrong. I don't know Penn State's inner workings, but Bruce.
Well, the other thing, the budgets of those satellite Penn State campuses apparently are about $6 to $7 million to run the Wilkes-Barre and those other campuses. So it's like 6 or 7 of those. Imagine this. Imagine the publicity James Franklin would get if he said, you know what, I've gotten paid enough here. Why don't you put all of my buyout money to keep those satellite campuses open? You could have done that. I mean, I would have been expecting a lot of them, but I mean, there's a connection somewhere in there, and even if Franklin, I guess he could have done that too. But you're right, it misplaced priorities, and we never see it more stark than here with college sports and academics.
Interesting, and but the new playoff was built it's called the James Franklin format because he never could win enough big ones to get in the top 4. For top 12, he'd easily get in. And he couldn't even do it this year. But during his 12-year run, where's Penn State's program rank? Are they top 10? I would think so. He's won 9 games a year. Who else wins 9 games a year in a major conference?
He won 64% of his conference games. That's good.
Okay.
I don't know if that's top 10. I would say closer to 10 to 20. It'd be just my guess.
Ohio State.
Now I'm talking about in the country.
Yeah,
okay,
I am too. I am too.
You win now.
What did LSU won?
In the top 3 in the Big Ten. I would put him there. But if you're going to add in the Southeastern Conference,
you Bama, LSU, Georgia. And that's it.
Texas.
Most of the last 10 years,
they have not won as much as Texas the last 12. I mean, Texas has not won as much as them.
They haven't won as many games.
No.
You got to go back to Mac Brown.
No.
And for most of the last 10 years, Penn State's been above Michigan too. Michigan had those couple big years with Harbaugh.
It'd be close. It would be close. And the bottom thing is, they got their one championship, and I get that. That championship should buy you some gratis and the whole bit. But here we go again. Luke Fickell. How's he going? There's no way. If you watch Wisconsin play this year, there's no way he could survive. And he's getting $25 million. He's getting $25 million.
Yeah.
Can Wisconsin write that check?
Well, somebody's going to write it because I don't think he's going to stick, and he might be the next one to go. the other thing is, I mean, some of these, it just didn't figure that this stuff would unravel so quick. And Fickle in particular, I mean, they have just not gained any traction there. And each week we're getting some of these. And, there's a chance he may not last the whole season either. By the time we get to late November, I mean, we have 20 of these guys lose their jobs during the season, and that would be completely unprecedented. But that's the direction it's going.
You're paying the players. The booster fatigue is something that it's a new term. Now, how long we've been using that term, Charlie? About three or 4 years, huh? The booster fatigue.
It got there.
They want more for their money. You ask it more, they want more. Sorry, you can't have it both ways.
And Fickle, is a great example. The one that gets me is Norvell. 2 Februarys ago, they gave him that massive extension.
Yes,
multi-year extension.
How much they owe him?
85% of his remaining contract comes out to $72.7 million.
Wait, they owe him $72 million? Well, they're not making that move.
His buyout, if I'm reading this properly, is $72 million.
But 80% of 72?
85% of his remaining contract is 85% of $72 million. So I'm sorry, $61.8 million.
Yeah,
I'm reading this on the fly. Yeah, $61.8 million.
He ain't going nowhere. Brucey, let's get to the picks. UConn at Boston College tomorrow, early kick, noon Eastern, 11 our time. Boy, talking about another coach on Bill O'Brien with the Eagles. Boy, they've gotten pounced the last couple of weeks. I mean, lost 5 in a row. UConn 4-2 against 5-1, catching points.
Yeah. By the way, Jimmy Sexton again, the Norvell contract. There you go.
Good at his job.
UConn, BC. Well, I think BC is the slight favorite here, like you say, Jimmy, and I noted that to you. I think the wrong team is favored here. You mentioned O'Brien. I mean, it has gone completely sour there. From the start of the season, their only win is over Fordham this year. And they were dangerously imbalanced. Lonergan was putting up some pretty good passing numbers early, but they weren't really running the ball very effectively at all. And in recent weeks, they started to take some defensive injuries too. And that was one of the concerns BC had coming into the season. They were thin on defense, and the depth was going to be an issue. And it has really come home to roost. Listen, UConn ain't that bad. Fagnano, the quarterback, check out his stats. 11 TD passes, no picks. The running back, Edwards, the top 10 running back in the country. Jim Moore should have won that game at Syracuse. Back when Syracuse had Angeli quarterback, they should have won that one. This is a bowl team this year. They're not bad. And in the middle of the conference season, BC has just been boat raced 2 weeks in a row by Pitt and Clemson. And now they get this non-conference game. And this is a game that UConn sort of circles. Wrong team's favorite. I think UConn's going to win this one, and I will take Jim Moore tomorrow up at Chestnut.
All right, prime time in South Bend. Wonder if this old rivalry is going to go by the wayside. USC's whining now about having to play this game now that they're in the Big Ten. Notre Dame's already lighting their schedule enough. This is the last ranked opponent projected the rest of the way. Pitt could get back into when they go to Pittsburgh later in the year. Notre Dame at home 9.5 against USC. Did USC actually out-physical Michigan? They certainly outrushed them by almost 2-1, about over 100 yards. Can Lincoln Riley's weakest link finally be getting better? Irish 9.5 at home.
Yeah, maybe. I think I was off base on that last week too. Michigan just doing it sort of with mirrors, and I think they just sort of got exposed last week. But you're right about this series. It could be on life support here. It's not scheduled beyond, not contracted beyond 2026, and there's even some question about next year's game. And there is not one USC fan that I know who is happy about this. I mean, they're mad enough they're still upset about the whole Big Ten thing. And their trip to Cal and Stanford every year, or Stanford, is now gone, and now they're going to move Notre Dame off the schedule. Not a popular move, but that's the way it's going, and that's what SC is going to do, I think. So I think let's enjoy this while we can. I do think Notre Dame, I tell you, one of the developments of the year, so much has gone on in college football, and a lot of Notre Dame, the air we've spent on talking about Notre Dame were on those first 2 losses. But think about that. Those 2 teams are, 2 top 5 teams, still undefeated, and those were plays right at the end of each game. Notre Dame could have won those games. Both. C.J. Carr has matured so quickly at quarterback. It's hard to believe. I mean, how good he's become by mid-season of his first year as a starter, as a redshirt frosh. And the defense, dare say, has played much better since Marcus Freeman got a little bit more involved. We thought they were going to miss Al Golden, and they did first couple of games, but they have tightened things up considerably in recent games. And I dare say this is a top 12 team. This might be a top 5 team. If they keep winning, they're going to be in the playoff. I don't know if they can get there if they drop one, and this is maybe the most likely game they could lose, though, like you said, Pitt is there. But I think USC, Notre Dame is a lot better than Michigan. And SC has not won there in 14 years. I don't think it changes. There may be some rain there tomorrow. But I don't think it's going to slow Notre Dame down. And I also don't think the scoring is going to slow down. SC can move the ball pretty well. So the total, I don't think, is high enough here. Notre Dame and an over for me in this one tomorrow in South Bend, and let's enjoy this series while we still can.
The one that reminds us that assisting the runner, abating the runner, used to be a penalty in football. I don't see how this tush push is going to survive another year after what they did last game. But anyway, Notre can't grow the grass extra high now, Charlie. They're playing on field turf. So that's out for Notre Dame in this matchup against USC. Let's move on and go to the annual showdown, which the SEC says we're going to see every year. The roots in the Southwestern Conference, Arkansas and A&M, played in Dallas for so many years, or Arlington, and how's Arkansas going to screw this one up this time? This time they're going to do it at home. Bobby Petrino in his first game, he coached as interim coach, nearly 500 yards of offense, backdoor covered, lose by 3 in Knoxville last week. A&M, their defense holding opponents the last 3 conference games, 2 of 35 on 3rd/4th down. But now they travel on the road. All of that winning and all this run was done at home. A&M 7.5-point road favorite at Fayetteville.
Yeah. Well, I thought Jerry Jones, this is going to be forever. This game is going to be in Arlington at his stadium. I mean, that was like his showcase college game. And we'll be going back to the home sites for this year and moving forward. Arkansas seemed to find ways to blow this game almost every year. The only one I remember, 24 years ago, they got A&M once when Pittman had that really good year in 21. But that's been about it. They found other ways to lose. I mean, Jimbo even won most of his games against Arkansas. I wonder, you look at the total offense stats nationally. Surprisingly, on top of the list, Halen Green from Arkansas. He is actually putting up some really good numbers. And I have wondered that Petrino might get one of these games in his interim role. Yeah, they came back on Tennessee last week, but they made that thing pretty interesting, and they were putting up a pretty good fight for most of the way on the road. And this might be the banana peel here for Texas A&M. Look, the way this stuff goes, teams don't play the same every week. Maybe Ohio State does, but A&M, I don't know. They've had these couple games at home, and they had all the momentum and every big play, the Mississippi State game and the Florida game, they look kind of the same. Now you're out on the road. That Notre Dame game, that took a 4th down completion in a jump ball in the end zone to win that game, or they come out with a loss, and we're not talking as much about A&M. I think this is a banana peel for A&M. I mean, this is the one game Petrino might get. He's got their attention. I don't think Arkansas is that bad. And if A&M slips up just a little bit here, they're going to have trouble this week. I'm not sure Arkansas wins this game, but I'm going to give Petrino my one shot. I thought I was going to do it once with him. This is the spot I'm going to do it. Take the points with Arkansas tomorrow.
Charlie likes that side as well. And look, 5 of 6 they've covered. The one they didn't cover, they're up 7. And KJ Jefferson reaches the ball over near the goal line. A 99-yard scoop and score tied it up. They did not cover that game. Arkansas plus 7.5. Let's move along swiftly. We're up against the break, Brucey, but Texas 12.5 on the road against Kentucky in this letdown spot maybe for the Longhorns. You wondering the buyout? $38 million from Mark Stoops if they would let him go.
Yes, and I hear he is not going to negotiate that down one iota. And I think this is one of the Jimmy Sexton specials where they got to pay it all. This is like he did with Chad Morris at Arkansas and Malzahn at Auburn. So this is the next one coming up here. And I don't know whether Kentucky's going to be able to stick around here. Calzada we thought he might come back in the lineup at the Georgia game. He didn't. He's had that shoulder injury. I don't know how much difference it makes. Cutter Boley ain't cutting it, no pun intended. This is not an SEC caliber offense. They haven't won an SEC game in more than a year. I think this is a bad situation at Kentucky. I'm willing to take a lead with Texas. Yet you're right. It could be a little flat spot after Oklahoma, or it could be the takeoff point for them. And this defense really stiffened up after that bad game at Florida. They really had Oklahoma tied in knots last week. Archer's starting to make a few more plays. I think this is like 31-7 written all over it. I'm going to take Texas. I'm going to lay the points in Lexington tomorrow.
All right, Maction, Ohio at home, 10.5 against Northern Illinois.
Jimmy, Northern Illinois, and maybe with UMass too, because they're also in the MAC this year, they deserve a special category, I think, for terrible offenses. These are the worst two offenses in the country. And the Northern Illinois is swimming in that pool with UMass. So it tells you where this thing has gone. They do not have a quarterback. Thomas Hammock's teams have usually been able to run the ball fairly well. This team isn't even running the ball that well. They are scoring barely 10 points per game. And he switched to a freshman quarterback. They couldn't even beat Eastern Michigan last week. You catch Ohio U off a bye, and they played their worst game of the year against Ball State before that. But this is a team that was within 7 points of Ohio State in the third quarter. Earlier in the year, they still got Parker Navarro, balanced offense. They can run, and they're off a bye, off a loss, and still one of the better MAC teams. I think this is a stick out in the MAC. I'm going against Northern Illinois. They don't have any offense. You could maybe make case under 2, but I think a better case just Ohio U.
Brucey, the only time
Bobcats to growl.
Bobcats minus 10.5 on the way out. The only time you've been at Tiger Stadium, you came to see the Vanderbilt Commodores. You have some connections there. You get some information. What is the feel and maybe some insight on tomorrow's game? Because nobody around here wants to hear, oh no, losing to Vanderbilt on any circumstance is not acceptable around here. They don't want to hear it. But, man, Vanderbilt is putting their money where their mouth is, finally, with some money support behind it, and it's showing in this new era of roster building in college football.
And they got the right guy as a GM. Barton Simmons knows what he's doing. He works in good concert there with Clark Lee. So they have upgraded the roster. You know, I got records going back to the early 50s, and I can't find once when Vanderbilt was ever favored over LSU. Also, I can't find when Vanderbilt had been ranked 4 straight weeks like they have been now. So this is a different era here. Listen, until LSU's offense shows me a little more, and Garrett Nussmeier has not, I mean, it's not all his fault, but they ain't scoring enough points, and I'm not sure Blake Baker's defense is going to be able to keep Pavia in check. Vandy had Alabama in trouble in that game, and they just sort of let that thing lost momentum in the second half off a bye. Vandy 24-17. I know you hate to hear that in Baton Rouge, but I think Vandy, this is a year. We're not done hearing from Vandy yet this year. And I just need to see LSU's offense do a bit more.
Bruce, we will see you on Sunday. We'll get your breakdown of LSU Vanderbilt, your top 2 NFL picks as well as part of Football Sunday, which originates this Sunday, 10 a.m. to noon at the DraftKings Sportsbook here at the Queen Casino here in Baton Rouge. Good luck to you, Brucey. And look, of us 3, me and Charlie's combined ACT score could have competed with you to get into Vandy. Okay, we had a shot. I would have taken me and Charlie plus the 6.5. Okay.
16.5.
I'll talk to you Sunday. Look forward to it.
All right, Bruce. Good luck, man.
Okay.
We appreciate it. Don't forget our friends over at Town Square Pizza downtown. You come in town, not this weekend, but you come in town for the games, and you stay in downtown. Man, a quick, fresh, piping hot, great pizza. I mean, generous portions, affordable. It checks all the boxes. Man, it's good when it comes right out that oven, man. You can grab and go, bring it back to the hotel. You can sit right there. This time of the year, sit on the you can sit indoors and sit outdoors and enjoy the weather. Town Square Pizza facing Town Square.
Live at Ruffino's. Lock of the Week Friday presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis' original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. Then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony is taking it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage that Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. Charles Hannegriff's 5-pack of picks. Brought to you by Supreme Rice. Make sure you use Louisiana rice, grown by Louisiana farmers since 1936. Available at most local grocery stores. Supreme Rice.
3-2 last week, clipping right along here. A few games over 500.
I started to see that little nose and mouth pick up above the water at 18, 16, and 2.
Okay.
There you go.
We'll get to see what we can do this week. We're going to take Duke -2.5 against Georgia Tech. I could just say unranked favorite against a ranked team and leave it at that, but what fun would that be? Georgia Tech keeps hammering out wins, but it's always work. Long field goal at the gun to beat Clemson, 2-point conversion at Wake Forest, 3 turnovers against Colorado. I got it on good info, Jimmy. The teams that are last in their conference in rushing defense are not allowed to stay undefeated into the second half of the season. That's just that defies football logic if you're that lousy.
Tech?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that surprises me. I would
how
not.
could it not? You know, because
Yeah,
you're not supposed to be undefeated if you allow that many yards. Duke, they had the emotional loss to Tulane, the Mensa Bowl, if you will, and they had that 5 turnover debacle against Illinois. But they've won 3 in a row since then, 2 of them on the road and by an average of 24 points. So they are playing a lot better football than they were a month ago. They're 4th in the ACC in yards per rush, 3rd in yards per play. Mintz is playing well over the last 3, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions. Yards per attempt over 9 now, so he is playing well. The Blue Devils I like in this spot. My sister-in-law loved this. She's an alum. Duke minus 2.5 against Georgia Tech.
You have family that has a degree from Duke.
Was she married in? Or maybe he married out.
Really? No, I was going to take
married
Sam.
Up. Yeah.
Sam.
It's not my brother. No, he married up.
What was that soccer team that won the Prim? There was a
the one that was the big underdog. Yeah, I forgot.
Oh yes. Okay.
She's got the she got the big pretty degree. It's a graduate degree from
There
Duke.
you go. Right next to Sammy's.
Yeah, we're gonna take Arkansas plus 7.5 against A&M. First time in Fayetteville since 2013. Most of these games have been played, as you said, in Jerry World. Bobby Petrino, at the helm last week against Tennessee. They were right there. Scored a bunch of points. Looked good offensively. And this could really spoil A&M's season, which Arkansas would just love to do. A&M has won 4 of the last 5, but they've covered only once. Strange things have happened in this series. So I think there's also a possible look-ahead spot here for A&M. They're coming to Baton Rouge next week. Game day is a possibility, top 10 matchup, all that stuff. I think Arkansas may win this game outright, but I feel very comfortable taking the 7.5 points if A&M figures out a way to come away with a 3 or 4 point victory. So I'm going to take Arkansas plus the 7.5. Okay. Sign me up for some recency bias. Usually we try to avoid that kind of stuff, but I can't ignore what UCLA's been doing. I'm going to take the Bruins minus the 3. Maryland, everybody's familiar, I think, with what UCLA's done the last couple of weeks. Let me give you the Maryland side of this thing. They blew fourth quarter leads against Washington and Nebraska. They've been outscored in the fourth quarter the last 2 weeks, 31-0, and that's at home. Now you're sending them cross country with a game that starts so late. They're probably going to feel like this is being played on Sunday. UCLA, right now, they just look like a completely different football team than they look like even just 3 weeks ago. So give me the Bruins minus the 3, and maybe Maryland fades a little bit on the road in the fourth quarter. I'm going to take USC plus a 9.5 at Notre Dame. I'm expecting a lot of scoring. Yes, Notre Dame's defense has been better the last 3 weeks, but I don't think they've seen an offense that's quite this good. Lincoln Riley, 2 time zones over. We know what his record against the spread is, and I'm going to take him anyway. I think that this is just too many points to give USC. I think Maeva, those 2 receivers, I think they'll score enough points on Notre Dame to keep this one within shouting distance. I know the Irish need this game. They want to keep their playoff hopes alive. Give me something in the area of 37-31 Notre Dame, but I think USC covers it with the 9.5.
All right.
And I'm going to take one more. I'm going to take Auburn plus 1.5. Auburn plus 1.5 against Missouri. Amazing that on October the 18th, Missouri is playing their first road game of the season. Auburn's been close, okay? They were close against Oklahoma. They were close last week with a couple of screwy calls that went against them. They were close at A&M. Maybe they shouldn't have been close at A&M, but they were. It was a 6-point game.
No. I had them. They were very fortunate to win, cover there.
Right.
Yeah.
But, it feels like there's going to be a game where Auburn finally catches some breaks. And the defense is good. They can run the football. I realize Jackson Arnold is not a good passer, and I'm not expecting that to change. But I think Missouri is going to run into a buzzsaw here. I think this is a spot play for me. I think Auburn is ready to take out some of their frustrations of the last few weeks, and they get the win. I'm not saying that they're going to blow Missouri away, but they are a home underdog. I'll take the Tigers plus the 1.5. So
all right, Auburn plus the 1.5 at home. They get embarrassed at home. What kind of scene will it be for Hugh Freeze? But what's his buyout? Do you know?
I don't. I can look it up. What is it? This is year 4. So
pocket change, a couple strippers, huh?
God. Somewhere in Memphis, I believe it is, Jimmy Sexton is going to, pour him a glass of something very expensive on Sunday and just look at all the money that's coming in for people that are not working.
Duke -2.5. This is the last time that Georgia Tech will be an underdog until their game against Georgia. But they're 3-0 in one-score games this year. Darian Mensah is averaging over 300 yards of passing. 300 yards passing. Looks like he, about that middle of that NC State, he kind of got more comfortable with his new supporting cast. He's with a new group. I mean, we saw Joe Burrow and Jane Daniels. I mean, unbelievable years here last year for Heisman Trophy years. But the first year, not nearly as much. And he doesn't run. This guy is preparing himself. I'm glad for him, man. Grew up basically poverty situation, in San Luis Obispo, for his family. So good for him, man. So he is going to make some money when he gets out of Duke. 2-year contract, though, he's got to fulfill first. Arkansas +7.5, nearly 500 yards of offense. So what is it? Was it close the final score, or was it when they were down 17 in the fourth quarter against Tennessee in Knoxville? They did have a -3 turnover margin. So 3 turnovers for them, none for Tennessee. We'll see. A&M, will that defense travel? And College Station, 3 for 35 opponents, 3rd/4th downs, but all at home. Their last 4 out of 5 conference games, all on the road. UCLA -3. The intriguing part, you talked about it, Charlie. What was their power rating to start the year? It wasn't great. And then they went like 0-4, but then the last 2 games have been unbelievable. Has it surpassed it? It should. I mean, it was driven really. You can't lose by 30 at home to New Mexico and let them rush for 300 yards. I've seen New Mexico. They're bad. So you can't do that. That's when they fired Deshaun Foster. But, man, I don't think this – it is unbelievable. The coaching with Neuheisel putting – and, look, his dad's looking at film for him and stuff, man. They got it going on right now. But I cannot believe in-season transformation from Nico. He – throwing. I know he can run, okay? But throwing the ball, more touch, more accuracy, the touchdown to the tight end, a long pass on the slant and flag. I mean, different guy. You see it, your favorite Buddy Diliberto angle?
Starting center for Notre Dame is
He
out.
is out. You failed to mention
Ashton Craig is his name.
I'll complete your sentences for you, sir.
You.
Yes, indeed.
I knew I forgot to say something.
And
That's
USC showed some signs of physicality. They outrushed Michigan 2-1. We know they can throw it. Maeva, I'm surprised. I'm watching him at UNLV. I'm surprised Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley is still a sharp offensive mind. And then the Auburn Tigers. So even Scott Van Pelt last night was really, really, bent out of shape on that. He gave out his winners picks last night.
Yeah.
He was Auburn got to him. It really did. So, Charlie's Picks brought to you by Supreme Rice. Supreme Rice. What we going to do, Charlie? Chicken or fish this Monday with the red beans and rice. So, the Holy Trinity, Charlie, gobs of it in the slow cooker, which is?
Bell peppers, onions, and celery.
Yes.
Okay,
So throw that celery in there. It cooks overnight, man. It just blends into it. You talk about maybe throw a little garlic in there. Heavy season, whatever. If you use the Iverstein farm season or the Tony's, whatever it is, and man, if you got an old ham bone, throw that son of a gun in there too, man. The brome, it talk about good. And the Parball rice with Supreme Rice. I love it. It's every Monday. RB&R Rice Day. Ain't just hold the mayo. It's at the Odd House too. And it's only Supreme Rice, which supports Louisiana Farm.
Jimmy's Picks when we come back. Lock of the Week Friday presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
The Pierreport Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. They can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Port. Top-notch tools and expert advice. It's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine. Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, two local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Jimmy Ott's 5-pack of picks, brought to you by Supreme Rice. Make sure you use Louisiana rice, grown by Louisiana farmers since 1936. Available at most local grocery stores. Supreme Rice.
All right, here is Max's picks first. He's 21-19, 6-2, a proud 6-2. He makes sure to point that out to us every week on his lock of the week. But Washington plus the 4.5. Washington against on the road at Michigan. This line was at 6 for a time. So the Washington. I just remember. Washington, Michigan, just old Rose Bowl. Warren Moon lit him up one day. You know, again, I think Rick Leach, the lefty, was the Detroit Tigers signing, was playing for
They played more recently than that. Those two teams, yeah.
I know.
Pretty big game a couple years ago.
Yeah, the national championship.
Yeah.
That's
the one I was talking about, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm stuck, Charlie. Southern Miss. Where the hell is Southern Miss on here? You know, we forgot them. After we thought they could give Mississippi State a tough time, and they barely did not cover there. Kind of been steadying themselves as a little bit. So Southern Miss is minus a 3.5. And I'm trying to get the updated line. Of course, Max has them spread out all over the place.
Southern Miss is playing ULF yet.
There you go. But they've made some.
Minus 3.5,
They've
I
had a
think.
lot of turnover this year. They've been back and forth. Kentucky plus 12.5. Texas Center is out this week. Kentucky let down, Charlie, for the Horns. I mean, it is to a point, but enough to let this Kentucky team.
To me, the Kentucky quarterback situation is among the worst in all of the power conferences, and that Texas defense stands up. So
They look like they're born again, huh?
Yeah,
You know, because they came in much ballyhooed. Florida just went through them. That's the outlier. Florida went up and down the field the whole game.
They did
against Texas,
and I think
Come
you got
on.
the right word, outlier. Kind of like under in this game, to be honest with you.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Over Tennessee and Alabama, Jam Miller has been going. He's gone from doubtful to questionable to now probable for the Alabama running game. Tennessee, it's one of those hypo teams, huh? I mean, they're going to score and they're going to give up points.
That's what scares me about
Lots of yards, too.
Yeah, a bunch. That's what scares me about my my pick with Arkansas. You know, I'm giving them all this credit for getting all of these yards and points against Tennessee, but Tennessee's defense stinks. That's the only thing that
They're
gives me
not good.
pause.
They're not good. They're not last year's defense, not by year. And listen, they're getting one of their cornerbacks back, but they have some injuries as well. But talk about an outlier last year where they leaned on Dylan Sampson in the running game and that defense to get themselves into a playoff. They had a favorable schedule. Revenge spot here for Alabama as well, losing a close one in Knoxville last year. That they won, they'd have been in the college football playoff. Cincinnati, Oklahoma State under 55.5 is Max's lock of the week this week. So, boy, Sorsby, he has played really good football. I mean, his only interception was that first game that ended the Nebraska game. Since then, he's been really, really good. Speaking of Nebraska, I hear people, as they mentioned Matt Rule, man, he's got a great year going this year. Does he? Does Nebraska have a great year going this year?
They have a
Am I
good
missing-
record. I don't know that they're a really good
Best
team.
win
They're 5-1.
is.
Oh no, I'm just saying the record is
No,
good.
well, best win is Cincinnati.
The Maryland,
Arrowhead?
Cincinnati. Yeah, it's better than Maryland.
Cincinnati's better than
than Maryland. Yeah, Cincinnati. Yeah. You think they wish they wouldn't have sold? Cincinnati wish they wouldn't have sold that
They
game.
play
at
at
Arrowhead,
home,
no?
they'd have won.
Yes.
I mean,
that's
for a
what
close game, that close, I'm telling you, the over/under on how many Cincinnati fans is about 11.5. It was unbelievable. It was
Everybody's wearing red.
The Kelsey effect there. So that is Max. All right, here is mine. Can I give you some lanyard first?
Sure.
I got quite a bit.
Go ahead.
Under Iowa, 40.5 against Penn State. Backup quarterback did not play. Aller finished the game. So on the road, they're going to lean on those guys to run the football. Iowa against a one-dimensional offense, they're going to how's Penn State going to move the ball here? Iowa likes to muck it up as well, so under 40.5. I like UCLA. I think this is real, what's happening with the Neuheisel's effect in Nico. I like them at home. I like them at home here. You got a team traveling, to the West Coast. It's a tough spot. So Maryland, 2 tough luck losses at home. And listen, the Malik Washington's really good, but his yards per attempt is 100. Around the 100 rank, it's they're way too inconsistent. Texas Tech is a strength. Levitt looks like he may try and give it a go. He's not going to be 100%. But, in a league that brags about their parity and their balance, Texas Tech is head and shoulders above everybody else in this league. Wisconsin team total under 7.5. TCU minus the 3 at home. They're just better than Baylor. Baylor's not that good. South Carolina plus points at home. Mateer, he's not 100%. Did they delay his recovery as well by allowing him?
Setback, yeah.
Yeah, did they set him back? I've got Georgia against Ole Miss. That's the lanyard, Charlie. Now we'll get to the meat. Auburn plus 1.5. Charlie, here's my hand. Here's the stove. Here it is. Here it is. That was a brutal beat. That was a horrible call. I don't want to see any freeze frame. I saw it a million times. I mean, this was not even close. 17-0. You're not believing it. And still, Stockton could have taken a knee. Auburn, tough one. Freeze, got to have it. Missouri, 6 for 6, playing at home. I don't know how are they going to handle moving out of there. Minnesota plus 7 at home tonight. Got 2 night games tonight, 2 Friday night games. Nebraska, okay. Great season? No, I'm not ready to lay 7 on the road. Minnesota is lukewarm. They're mediocre, but damn it, row the boat. They're going to play them tough at home. And this is it. Does Nebraska play close games? No matter who the coach is?
Almost exclusively.
Yes. All right, another one tonight. Sharp money on North Carolina. Okay. Did they pick up any players on a plane ride over? Because Bill Belichick didn't forget how to coach, okay? He might be distracted, but look, their roster is pathetic. Their roster's not getting any better. And you're going to travel from Chapel Hill to Berkeley and play. The young quarterback will be more settled at home. Cal tonight minus 8.5. LSU, Vanderbilt, under 48.5. LSU has gone under by at least 14.5 points per game. All Division I teams, or FBS, whatever you want to call it. Vanderbilt and LSU play snaps per game, 118 and 124 out of 136. They slow it down, they run again, and LSU, the quarterback can't push it downfield. LSU wants to run the ball more. Why are we going to stop this trend now? Under 48.5 at 11 a.m. And the other one, I'm going Purdue as well. Purdue was a tough luck loser. They covered last week, but 2 touchdowns in 7 seconds in the middle of the fourth quarter turned a 7-point lead into a 7-point loss at Minnesota last week. We're taking Purdue in the points at home against Northwestern in a natural letdown spot after their win in Happy Valley.
Purdue can score. It's just the defense, but maybe against Northwestern they'll be okay. And the North Carolina story, they've been plagued by all these distractions with Belichick. And this week it's Mike Lombardi. The story coming out from Pablo Torre that he was off in the Middle East fundraising in August. I don't know. I'm anxious to see what the rest of that story is.
Total maintenance. If it breaks down this weekend, 480-1000, 480-1000, one of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies since 1980. My buddy Lucas Ragusa. Service today every day means same-day service. You'll never sleep hot. Call today. Get service today at 480-1000. Total maintenance.
Live at Ruffino's. Log of the Week Friday presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain.
Big Mike's maybe. I need some more invoices for them too.
Oh, okay. 20th. All right, Curtis. Be careful, buddy. You too, man.
Okay, Curtis.
11 a.m. kickoff tomorrow, Curtis. Big Mike's.
Big Mike's. Okay. All right, whenever you're ready.
All right, it's rolling.
This is Charles Hannegriff. Join us for the Monday edition of Live at Lunch from Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill in Denham Springs. We're wrapping up a big weekend in college football, and the Brian Kelly press conference will be included. 10 a.m. Monday at Big Mike's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
LSU, Finbom, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross-Ted, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross-Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
The Pierreport Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. They can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierreport. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at ThibodeauStore.com.
This is Charles Hannegriff for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com by the 21st. And then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. After further review with Matt Moscona, weekday afternoons at 3 on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. It's Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris of Edward Jones Investments. Now, back to Live at Lunch from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
College edition of Cappers Recap. You heard all of our picks here live earlier in the week. If you missed it, Matt Humans from Veasan likes Louisville plus the points, Purdue plus the points, Hawaii plus 3 or 2.5, Iowa minus the points against Penn State, Kentucky, and Stanford. Wes Reynolds likes North Carolina going head up against him tonight. He's got Purdue as well, and Kentucky. Brian Edwards from VegasInsider.com has Alabama, Mississippi State, Minnesota. He's with me on Minnesota tonight, and Stanford. So Chris Massaro, Bruce Moore. Brucey's in the lead this week. Six games over 500. Charlie's 2 games over 500. Max 2 games over 500. I'm 3 games over 500. Massaro is 3 games under 500. Football Sunday. Our Cappers Recap brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime. 343-1111. You get in a wreck, man, it's a big enough pain in the backside. So he is going to make it as pain-free as possible and handle everything you need, setting you up with doctor's appointments, negotiating with the insurance company, a lot of things that you just don't know you have to do when this happens. Call my buddy Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111. Never a charge for that initial consultation. Football Sunday this Sunday, locally here. Come on by and see us. Come on by and see us at the Queen. I'm going to be there, look for a place to watch LSU game tomorrow. Come on by, man. They'll have it on one of the big screens. They'll have the audio on. There's plenty enough seating in the kind of the main viewing area.
They're not going to run out of beer.
They're not going to run out of beer. They won't. So, but this Sunday, 10 a.m. to noon, Football Sunday originates from the DraftKings Sportsbook at the Queen Casino.
Thanks to our friends here at Ruffino's for being our host for Friday for all of these
Tremendous
years.
host.
Yeah, we just love
Good
being
job,
there.
Ruffino's.
This is tradition. Friday at Ruffino's, we love it here. Tomorrow, game day comes your way at 7 a.m. Shorter pregame, longer postgame tomorrow, starting at 7 a.m. On Monday, we will be at Big Mike's at 10 a.m. From all of us here at Ruffino's, everybody back in the studio. Have a great weekend, everybody, and stay tuned for Hunt.
Workbox can handle all of your
All right, you guys have a good one.
Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate it.
All right, no problem.
various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms,